And so we had the snowfall, and then we got the parade on Friday. So we're all very excited about that.
I bet.
And then, you know what? We're live. Let's do this. What's up? Yo, neighbors. A Toy Kind of Mood 208, episode 208.
Jesus.
And the title for this one is called No G.I. Joe Classified HasLab for 2026. But I just used the wrong inflection and I did not ask a question. I just made a statement. So somebody might take that and run with it.
I am Ron Burgundy?
I'm saying it right now. The line is dead.
Dead.
G.I. Joe is dead.
Listen,
our stream is gone. Our followers are leaving us. The line is over. Mass hysteria. Cats and dogs getting along.
The line's been dead since 2021. We're in the zombie era.
Cats and dogs living together.
Where did these stairs go, right? They go up.
What floor are we on? 12. Oh, Christ.
Oh my God. Yeah, so do anybody else want to take a stab at the title there, since I made a statement instead of a question? Bobby?
No G.I. Joe Crossfire HasLab for 2026?
Oh, I like that inflection. What about you, Spec?
No G.I. Joe Classified HasLab for 2026?
I know it's not what you're going for, but I got a totally like, dude, where's my car vibe.
I mean, well, not too far off, right? Thanks to Bobby, I've been watching all that Saturday Night Live documentary stuff.
Oh my God.
Then I ended up watching a bunch of skits of the Californians.
Oh, yeah.
Because especially if you live in Los Angeles, like, that shit's so spot on.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing? The fact that Bill Hader just can't keep it together.
No,
you know why?
They always break character.
But you know why he does that is because Fred Armisen will do something all week, and he'll do dress rehearsal one way, and then when it comes alive, he completely changes it up, and Bill's like, I can't. It's just, it's too fucking funny.
That's awesome.
But the way they describe shit's true. It's like you take the 405 to the 10 West, and then you get off on La Cienega North.
And you get out of here.
That's where you'll get your HasLab, man. Total dragonflies and hisses everywhere. I don't think I'm doing it any justice. You guys want to say hi to the chat real quick?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we have a 9 a.m. reply from Lone Wolf of Wall Street, Thunder Machine.
Yeah,
and we got Stanley, who jumped in at noon, talking about river otters and para-educators. And then...
Oh, wait, I should be highlighting these while you're here.
Yes, you should, damn it. We got Prophet924. What's up, Prophet? Sean Forrester, GI Bro, Stygian360, Chris G, Talib1980 Collects, Tony's Figs, whoever that motherfucker is.
Wait. I gotta catch up, man.
We got a whole list of people to go through. We're behind.
Go.
Debo DNA, SCS Dog, Joe Armstrong, David Allen, Black Genghis. What's up, KJ?
KJ.
Did I already say Sean Forrester? Yes, I did. I'm getting repetition. Toy Bounty Hunter,
Sean's a good guy.
Andrew Ledwedge, Ryan Daly, Steven Tomarek. Oh, there's Wolf. Wolf of Wall Street's back.
From Vancouver.
Rachel, Gun Bunny. What's up, Gun Bunny? And Blitz 0065.
Oh, that's a good way to start it, man. So we've got 60 people in the watching, right?
Well, then let's get some 60 likes going on.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want. It's live your best life. If you guys want to hit that like button, hit that like button.
K-Mac, what's up, K-Mac? If you hit that like button, it makes things that much better, I promise.
Yeah,
Bobby will flip his shirt up like we're in New Orleans. Every new like, Bobby will. Woo!
Exactly.
Speaking of, fly, Eagles fly, baby. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yes. Did a
That's
whole
awesome.
hour and a half on it last night on GHG. Because that was it's a chef's kiss of a game.
It was wonderful. Now, for me, they are my number one team.
Yes.
In numerical value, if you were to put the Eagles as a number, where would you put them as your team? Or do you only have a number one team?
In that division, they're number one. Because fuck the Cowboys. I don't give a shit about the Giants. Washington, I do like Daniels. I respect, but the Eagles, and then my mom, I would say probably my top 5 like football teams, only because my mom's from PA, and Philly is I think her number 3 team.
Okay, all right,
yeah,
Spec.
So I've been to the stadium. I went probably 25 years ago. My dad, when we lived in DC, took me to go see them play the Giants and beat the Giants.
Oh, nice.
So they're not high on my list.
That's all right. Listen,
they did a great job. I honestly like, as long as it's not the Cowboys, because I fucking hate the Cowboys. Man. I don't really care. Like it was a fun game to watch, although it wasn't much of a game, right? I mean, they just got fucking obliterated. And that's all I want to be, is entertained when I watch a game.
And I'm gonna tell you guys from Philadelphia area sports fan point of view, we were in towards the end of the third quarter, and most Eagles fans were still on the edge of their seat. Now the game was won at this point, but we had such that underdog mentality, and will something go wrong? You know, that a lot of us were still on the edge of our seats going, is this going to still be a close game? Are they going to come back somehow?
I thought that was only Lions fans.
Yeah.
No, Philadelphia fans, we do it all the time. But yeah, it was a wild game. Everybody around here was just elated. I think it's something the city definitely needed. Mm-hmm. It's just,
I won't lie. I was very happy for Jalen Hurts because he is from Houston. He's from Houston, so I was really happy, even though he went.
He's one stoic dude.
Dude, I love Hurts. I was telling my dad I was so happy for Saquon Barkley because he was getting wasted at the Giants, and I love the fact that the Giants owner said if Saquon goes to the Eagles, I won't be able to sleep. And what happens? First year with the Eagles, he wins the goddamn Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing that that's your Disney movie in the next couple of years, right? That's your next Unbreakable 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the comments real quick. Stephen Comrade says, judging from the shirt, I think he likes the Bengals. No, sir. Bats 86.
And Steven said that.
GI Bro says, I was hoping both teams lost. Whoever wins, they both lose. Stephen Comrade also wants to know if anybody threw batteries at anyone.
No. Out in the city? No. We did take down a few signs and some traffic. Listen, we just party and celebrate a little differently than some But I will say, in all my years going to the Eagles games and also going to other cities to see them play, we mess around with people more so, like poking and stuff, and it's always that jerk that's drunk that seems to make it on the news, not the rest of the love that is out there when we're in other cities or when other people are with us.
So it's not really like going to a Dodgers game wearing another team's colors?
No. It's very rare to get beat up at an Eagles game.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I don't remember violence the one time we went.
Yeah.
Even
Let's see. How about the halftime? I love the halftime show. I thought Kendrick killed it. But that's me.
Yeah. What's funny is there's I wouldn't say it was polarizing, but on social media it definitely was worst halftime show ever.
I saw some of those.
Yeah, it's just it's shocking, and there was a common theme with a lot of the people on my feed. That
Old
said
white
that.
people.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. There were a lot of little Easter eggs. I didn't get them all, you know.
I had to
read
go
about
back.
it afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, right away, I was like, "Why is that a PlayStation controller?" And then I found out why.
Yeah.
You know, I was wondering, was that Serena Williams? I mean, it was kind of a blink and you miss it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I found out why. So it was interesting for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Once you learn what the symbolism is, it made the idea of it that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not a huge rap guy. I do, you know, like because of the Black Panther soundtrack, it's how I really know about Kendrick's music, and I like the work that he did for that. I was on set with him for like a couple hours because he guested on a Taylor Swift video, but I didn't really get close to him, and it was like still didn't know who he was then. But to like how deep he goes with it, it's not like just a superficial thing, and the fact that it was ballsy, what he did was just straight up.
The dude has a Pulitzer. I forgot that he has a Pulitzer Prize. Like the dude is smart.
He's smart, and it's funny. He's also from Compton, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And one of my favorite. So I don't listen to a ton of Kendrick Lamar. I know who he is. I've listened. Yeah. There's a few songs on, in my playlist, but I'm a Dre fan, and I always have been.
Yeah.
You know? And he's a Compton artist, so. But that's more my era of music. You know what I mean?
No, I the reason I was laughing, so my wife texted me just a long mustard.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, man. I had a lot of fun watching it. My kids liked it, so
yeah. So Ryan Daly said the only thing that could have made that halftime show better is Prince playing in a rainstorm.
That is true.
And that is the number one. That is still the best halftime show.
Yeah.
Like I am a huge Foo Fighter fan, and I even was like, oh man, he made that song. He made Best Views. Like, just even Dave Grohl was like, that's not our song anymore. That's a Prince song. That's a Prince song.
Well, the story behind that, why he did that, right?
Mm-hmm. Was it because he covered Prince's song?
Yep. Yeah, they covered "Darling Nikki."
Yeah, which is a great fucking cover.
Great cover.
Fantastic cover.
Great cover.
Yeah, it's nuts. The whole game was crazy. It's still surreal. We've got the parade on Friday. Everybody's still trying to figure out what they're going to do. They're expecting about 1 million people throughout the city. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Real quick, before you jump off Super Football, did either of y'all have a favorite commercial? Because I had my favorite commercial.
I had three. I had three favorite commercials.
What were yours?
So the first one was the Seal Mountain Dew commercial.
That's so weird.
That was disturbing, man.
The fact that Seal was willing to do that.
Fair.
But then I totally forgot, because was it Step Brothers? What movie was it where he like played himself getting attacked by wolves, and like he gets killed by a pack of wolves?
It wasn't Step Brothers.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a movie where it's like he gets killed by a pack of wolves. It was a comedy, and I totally forgot about that till just now, because I was like, man, he like totally made fun of himself as a seal. Like, yeah, you could make me a CG seal, and I'll sing Mountain Dew to the theme of "Kiss from a Rose." So I thought that was What's
That's
up?
probably my favorite. We're going back a few comments, but Prince could have played When Chiefs Cry.
That'd have been great.
The other commercial I really liked was the Matt Damon, David Beckham.
That was number 2.
The twin brothers. You know, like the fact that Matt Damon always is like willing to take the piss out of himself.
Yeah.
And then Pop Star. That's right. Thank you, Dynamic Williams.
I just said that.
Oh, I couldn't understand you. Sorry. Pop Star is a very underrated movie, by the way.
I need to watch that.
It's fucking hilarious.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You should watch it because you will laugh your ass off. I swear. It's Andy Samberg and the Lonely Island guys, and it's it's an SNL classic cult movie through and through. And then the Eugene Levy.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that one?
No, that shit creeps me out when shit comes off their face like that. I didn't like that at all.
I liked Prophet who put one of my the Ram Goldilocks, because that was just as Texan as you could get. I loved it. And those are actually his niece and nephew, which was even funnier. That one, the Matt Damon one, but my favorite was the Tortina's pizza roll at the end.
I don't know that I saw that one.
Oh, I saw it. That one was funny.
It's Sam. Oh, shoot, he was in Veep. He was in Veep and Ted Lasso, I can't think of his name, but it was him and the dude that like in the memes, like I did my part, and he's like, I didn't do shit. Like that comedian.
He's got a show on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, it's the two of them and like their 3 kids saying goodbye to an alien, and as the alien's walking back, the door like closes on him.
Oh yes, yeah, I totally forgot about that one. I died laughing. I was the only person in the living room, and I was just like laughing hysterically.
Thank you, KJ. Yeah, Sam Richardson. I could not think. I'm like Sam something, but yeah.
Yeah, that KJ, what's the name of that show? That it's Tim Robinson is the. Because everybody will recognize him from like the memes and stuff that, or when somebody states a fact on online and somebody will always reply with, "You sure about that? You sure about that?" That's him.
There was an uncut version of the Tortina's pizza commercial I saw online where the eyeball pops out of the alien and gets on Sam's shoe, and he kicks you like alien goo. Ooh. Oh, sorry, kids.
You know what, KJ? I think you should leave, man. I just asked you what the name of the show is.
Yeah. So he was a writer on SNL, right? Was he a performer too, or was he just a former writer?
I think he was just a writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's in that documentary or one of those episodes. I think the writer's room one, which makes sense.
This is the name of the show. I think you should leave. So it's like
and they did the Detroiters too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I think that's what the show the two of them were on. But yeah, that was.
I totally forgot about that one. That one was funny as fuck because of how dark it went.
It's so dark, so dark. I'm like, where's this going? Boom! Like, oh my god! And I was talking to my dad. I was FaceTiming with my dad, and my dad and I were watching it. It happened at the same time. We were like, "What is this?" And my dad and I just like cracking up, just dying laughing.
Well, that show, if anybody out there wants to check it out, it's I think you should leave, and it's a bunch of skits that take they don't all take dark turns, but a lot of very dark humor.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So and it's a fun watch.
One last thing, you guys probably didn't see it because I think it was only in 3 major cities, but we were subjected to that what the fuck Kanye commercial.
We didn't get that.
And I sat there and watched it, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And I don't like him anyway. I never liked him. And so I was just like, whatever. Not more nonsensical shit from him. And then the next day, like what he did. And it's just like, so I'm going to say it here publicly. It's just fuck Kanye West. It's always been fuck Kanye. But really, he can go fuck himself.
Listen, I will tell you that he was one of my favorite new artists when he first came out. I thought he was talented, and some of these artists are totally eccentric, and not everybody gets the art, right? When I saw that commercial, I was like, I don't know what this dude's up to. I'm not clicking on that link. And then I found out what it was the next day. Deleted my playlist.
He is, I'll tell you, the reason why I never liked him, because I know everybody like, oh, he's a genius and he's brilliant and his rhymes. I never liked the show, but a bunch of us, we all saw episodes of it. Was Punked. And I remember it distinctly. I didn't know who the fuck he was at the time, but they punked him, right? He was making one of his music videos, and they came and they were like shutting him down or something. And they were still shooting on film back then. And he like was running to the truck and like grabbing all the exposed film and like acting like a maniac and like trying to run away and hide it. And like, you're gonna get me. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what is his problem? And I've never liked him. And turns out
something snapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this was a good point. That dude was very close to his mother.
Yeah.
I don't think he was there before that.
I like what
his name.
who's the dude from SNL? What's the he's removing all of his tattoos now.
Dave
Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, yeah. I like what he said on SNL. He's like, hey, Kanye, you know what? Taking
medication is a good thing. Look at me. I was an asshole. Now I'm on my meds, and I'm not an asshole. You should do that.
And I watched that SNL 50 Years of Music documentary before the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, same.
And when they get to the Kanye part, they're all like, yeah, Kanye.
Yeah. Wasn't that a good documentary?
It was a great documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Hulu, all the SNL 50 year stuff. There's a series that has 4 episodes, and then there's a 50 Years of Music doc. It's all great. You guys should watch it.
Yeah. Adam messaged me. I didn't even see Adam's message. He's like, dude, thank you so much for telling me about that. That's an amazing document. Yay.
Yeah, I watched the music one, and we could sit here and talk about that all night.
Yes, we could.
It might be more interesting than what we actually have to say.
It probably would be, to be honest with you. But we do have a lot of our friends here watching, and let's dive into. We had some, actually not some. Tons of toy news.
Yes,
tons. There was even more that like cropped up today.
Yeah, a lot of stuff did, and we will start right here with the Mezco stuff. This was their Toys Fair 2025.
The MegaCon.
MegaCon.
Yeah,
in Orlando.
What did you guys think of this? You guys, I know Spec, you're a Turtles fan.
Yeah. I think it's cool. Whoever it was, they posted pictures of it in the glass display case, which you see, and the one on the right where the scarf is kind of halfway over the mask, and the proportions look funky. And I think that is because of how the scarf was on the face. I think it's how they're kind of doing those like baggy martial arts style pants, and they made the waist look so they just made them look really long and lanky. And they heard everybody criticizing, so they went back and they tried to fix it a little bit. So, they pulled the scarf down so it doesn't look like he's got a total giraffe neck. And I don't know if they tried to fix the waist at all. But it's a prototype. It's a pre-production. It hasn't even been approved yet. Like one of the little signs there says like pending approval. And I think that this is one where it's just the angle and the pose aren't necessarily doing it any favors.
Well, it looks like, what I thought right away was, please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like there are those kind of Japanese style martial art pants that sort of have that sort of like baggier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Like I'll wait, hopefully they'll release better photos before it goes up for pre-order. And hopefully it will not be an exclusive like Casey Jones was, which, knock on wood, thankfully I was able to get, but everybody else had a hard ass time.
I love Ken's commentary. Disappointed. I don't like it because A, you know, I'm not a Mezco fan, but B, like, and I know, like you said, Spec, it's bad angle and they fixed the scarf, but he looks like an extendor from MOTU. Like his arms look longer, his neck looks longer, his torso looks longer. It's like he's like extending himself to the turtles.
They either need to bring the waistline of the pants up a little bit, or they need to give him like a belt, like a sash or something, just to like minimize that slenderness around the waist.
Bobby, is there a way, because everybody knows it's almost a year in and I'm still learning StreamYard. Is there a way to zoom in on the waist or anything on these slides or no?
Yeah, there is. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Just wondering if we could get a real crotch shot.
Baggy pants, I like armor on Shredder. But I mean, this is the typical Shredder armor. He doesn't generally have anything anywhere else aside, unless you're talking like 2002, 2012 Turtles, where he's got more full armor. This is more Mirage Comics.
Yeah, let's see here.
Guys, spoiler alert. Jeez.
God damn, dude. It's not a big deal. I was just gonna zoom in, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Let's since you just pulled that up, let's go to the next slide here, and we've got the Hulk and Joker. What did you guys think of these? I mean, there's not much for the Hulk here. This is more just a preview, right?
Yeah, so this is, they've done these teases. They've got teases from over a year ago that still haven't come out for pre-order, like the animated Batman and Joker. I'm intrigued with this Joker. I have the Felix version, and the Felix version comes with two heads. There's just a more stoic, static, closed mouth head that is a spot on dead to rights likeness of Heath Ledger. And then there's a smiley face like this one, which looks like, I don't know who it is. Somebody screwed up the sculpting there. And while Mezco never really does like true one-to-one likenesses, this smiling face looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
So while I probably will not get this one because I already have the Felix one, I'm very curious to see the rest of the promotional photos and the accessories and stuff. And then for Hulk, I'm curious what they'll do. I've never been too impressed with their bigger, bulkier figures. Like Thing in the Fantastic Four 4-pack is small. I have Bluto with the Bluto and Popeye set, and like he's big and massive and kind of cool, but his articulation is very hindered because of it. So I'm hoping that they really do a much improved big Hulk with really good articulation.
Yeah. I mean, the Joker looks great. I'll pass on it because I know when I see it in hand, it's going to look like he's in his pajamas. The Hulk I am interested in because I have a World War Hulk that KJ got me as a gift sweetly last year or 2 years ago. No? Yes. Jesus, it's been forever. That's the only Hulk I have right now. So if he does look cool, maybe, but I'll probably pass.
Okay. All right. And what about these guys? So For Horsemen is doing a retailer. I don't know what this means. Retailer appreciation wave.
Yeah. So they have their Figura Obscura line, which gets 4 releases a year.
Yeah.
And so then they do a wave of repaints of each 4 that go strictly to their retailers.
So, okay. So the fan channels and
like
retailers.
BBTS is a retailer, and I think it's called the Last Toy Shop or One Stop Shop, or like any of these like kind of boutique-y stores, BBTS notwithstanding because they're bigger, whatever, that are their main retailers, resellers, whatever, they'll get them.
Okay.
did not get the original release of these two, Bastet and Anubis, and I really like it, and I love Greek not Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, and I think that the 2-pack looks great, and it was 120. So I'm kind of put off that to get these two, they're 70 each. So now you're paying $20 more. I do love the repaint on Anubis. I love those darker blues and blacks. And Bastet looks good, but she looks like Superwoman to me with that color scheme.
I could see that. Well, before we go into him, so you're saying this is pretty much what you got in the 2-pack, but separately they're about $20 more.
Yeah, but I mean it's everything's been repainted, recolored, whatever. Even the accessory pieces have been altered in their paint scheme. So they make it worth your while if that's what you want. And I mean, and if you didn't want the 2-pack and you just wanted a single figure, like I love the accessories that come with Bastet, but I'm more interested in just the Anubis. And so like if I do this, maybe I'll just get Anubis.
Right. Well, I think it's pretty cool. I saw somebody, and I have no idea who did it, but about a year ago did a photo using these in like a temple setting with Indiana Jones coming up on.
Yep.
And I thought that was brilliant. Like, so there's so many different ways to use these different figure obscura.
Yeah. And
products.
somebody, I've heard other people say it, but somebody in the chat said it. Judge Dredd's, Stargate totally works with.
Yes. I would.
Oh, yeah. Right here. That's got to be the quickest I've ever found a comment. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It gives people an opportunity. I usually would like it if you're doing a repaint or a re-release, drop the price a little bit for people. But they are a smaller company, so I'm assuming that there's reasons for it. Maybe it's for the distribution. I don't know, but.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is a case. There usually isn't a price hike. Usually, the price stays the same. So, their individual figures in the Figure Obscura line are $70 each, and so, they're just breaking up. You get the discount for buying the 2-pack, so they are just sort of breaking it up and making it their individual pricing. Okay. And as I was alluding to, and was pointed out by Sean Forrester, it's like these will not be sold on For Horsemen's website. It's strictly to their retailers, which is the retailer appreciation wave.
All right, so that could be part of the pricing as well.
Yeah. So like the appreciation wave from last year just started hitting stores, I think a month ago.
All right, and you have this figure, don't you?
Yeah, I have the original release, so which is more book accurate, so he has more yellow tinged skin.
Like a jaundice type of thing? Or jaundice?
Yeah.
I made up a word.
Jaundice. Donde este? And the table and the little side table and all that are silver, and so everything's been like repainted, recolored, and I know a lot of people wanted this one in that movie classic green. I personally am not feeling it. I like the yellow skin better, but I do like how they kind of gave him a dead eye.
I appreciate what you're saying when it's, it's called Figure Obscura, right? So for it to really pull from the source material, I like that because you can get the universal monsters for the Green Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Or the Boris Karloff one. This is pretty cool. And you said you liked this set, right?
I love the set that I got. Yeah. And I think you can still get it on their website. I could be wrong. It might be sold out, but.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This is
just for the accessories alone.
I like this one. And then we've got this bad boy or bad girl, the Ghost of Christmas pass. Haunted blue version. So I remember seeing the Jacob Marley. I don't remember seeing another version of this one.
Yeah, so she came out towards the end of last year, and it more like, I want to say like white robes and flesh tones, and this is painted in that same blue as the original Jacob Marley release had like clear blue plastic into painted, and the retailer appreciation wave Jacob Marley is blue like this. He was originally supposed to be glow in the dark, and somebody screwed up talking to the factory, and he just came into this blue. And they said, like, if you don't want him, we'll give you a full refund for him.
Oh.
But this is how we're going to send him out. He's not going to be glow in the dark. And it sounds like this, so they just kind of continued on that with this particular figure. This figure doesn't do anything for me. It's very vanilla to me. I know a lot of people really like it. The open mouth alt head looks cool, but other than that, like, this is
I mean, if you can get a woman to open her mouth like that, that's a keeper.
Just not with those teeth.
Just not, well, you know, sometimes teeth. Listen, are they the only two characters they've done from Christmas Carol?
Yes.
Okay, so we expect more.
And Bobby, do you have an opinion? Because I haven't heard from you. Do you like any of these? Do you not like any of these?
No, other than you just like, you know, have at it. I mean, I like him. I'm not gonna get any of them just because I just not just, you know, move with standing. I can't drop this up a bank on these figures right now. You know, oh shit.
I hear you. The nice thing about these is they won't be out for about a year.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh shit.
So are these pre-orders right now?
They go up for pre-order on Friday.
Okay. All right.
There's one more. I don't know if Travis got the last one.
This one?
He did. Yep.
Yeah, Travis was on his A game today. So this is Cosmic Legions, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's take it in all its glory. I don't collect Cosmic Legions, but this is kind of cool looking. It feels very 80s. Feels like very 80s to me.
So this is the color deco is inspired by MOTU's Horde Trooper, and Spec. Didn't Cosmic Legions do the 2000X? No, that's 4 Horsemen that did the 2000X.
Well, this is all 4 Horsemen.
Oh, the 4.
Was that what they did? They did. I thought they did the classic line. They did the 2000X line.
They did the 200X line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 4 Horsemen did those, and that's why those figures are still look amazing. They look fantastic. But yeah, so this is the Horde Trooper, and I mean, it would look interesting next to a He-Man figure, but
yeah, they because they did that line, the 200X line. Now that I got my facts straight, you know, if you go back and you go look through a lot of previously released Mythic Legions,
yeah,
they have a lot of MOTU homages. Like they have a guy that looks like Stratos, they have a guy that looks like Moss Man, they have a Manny Faces, which that one's a Cosmic Legion.
Yeah,
they got a couple others.
And we're both right, Spec. They did and 200.
Okay, cool. And then Prophet was right. They did announce a Snake Man Druid, which looks really freaking cool. I got the Ninian Snake Man at the Geekin' Out toy show, and he's a really great figure. And that green snake druid guy is pretty badass. I might spring for him when he comes out.
I want to go back to this one here. Does this figure also have the manhood downstairs? I don't know. I don't collect these. But we've got Bees Battlegrounds in the house, and I bring him up because I just want to say, Bobby, I got your message. I got your message, to be continued. But he's saying that this matches pretty well with the Marley figure, just like you guys said.
Yeah.
And then he said this was inspired by the MOTU Horde Trooper, by the coloring.
Yeah, the coloring, and if you put that visor on with the yellow eye line, you know, kind of matches like their helmet.
Yeah, and like kind of like the shield and kind of the staff and like the gray and the red. Yeah,
I see it now. At first glance, I was thinking Metroid,
Huh.
but yeah, at first glance, and then I was wrong, and that's happened before.
what?
Is this the same figure?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
like the thing. And I mean, the only 4 Horsemen stuff I have is I have the Frankenstein, and I have the Snake Soldier, and then I have a couple of the Skeleton Builder skeletons. So like, I'm not really invested in this line. It's a phenomenal line, and if I could afford to be more invested in it, I would.
Yeah,
Like, they are smart. They're like fresh monkey fiction. Like, everything is designed to be interchangeable with one another. So like, if you follow a guy on Instagram, Dork Lair, you know, he's constantly like mixing and mashing and making new characters up out of these, and they look fantastic. And the way the bits and pieces all plug in and work and swap out,
Okay.
it's just smart design. And when you get these figures, you know, I can't remember if this one is 70 also, or if this one's 50, but you look at all the accessories it comes with: 3 different heads, a bunch of different hands, like different armor bits to like swap out. Like, so.
And it's very kit bash friendly, right?
Very kit bash friendly.
Yeah, I went to a show where people were using these in all sorts of creative ways, and making all new like variations of characters that we know. So it seems like it's very like customizer friendly, or kit basher friendly. I think those are still somewhat 2 different worlds.
They are, but I mean, like, I'd say both, yeah. But
All
like,
right.
within the cosmic and mythic lines, very kit bash friendly.
Well, I like how you just segued to this guy.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, this dude's awesome.
Oh, this is this is the snake person everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, he's badass looking.
yeah, that looks amazing.
I
Yeah.
mean, I had a pet albino I had a pet albino Burmese python
Jesus.
that was 12 feet long
Wow.
and very heavy. Her name was Albie. I was real original with the name. She was actually a very fun pet to have, and that head looks pretty accurate to what a snake's head might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the open mouth fang one. So I have the Ninian snake infantry soldier, which is the body and the heads where those come from. And that open mouth hissing head, like, it's just a phenomenal sculpt.
Yeah, so I like the snake druid, but the only thing that didn't make sense to me was the bird. Birds eat snakes. Well, not in this world. I like this GIJoe on steroids.
That's good. If I was only doing MOTU, I would get this because this would be an amazing King Hiss.
Yes. Yep.
Or like a Rattler or someone to go with the Snake Man. This is it looks amazing.
And who would this fit in more with when it comes to Masters of the Universe? Masterverse, or what was that one that was out a few years ago?
Origins?
Not Origins.
Talking about the 200X.
Yeah, Classics 200X.
I think size-wise, it would fit in more with Masterverse.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the classics are. I have mine packed up. Damn it! The classics are a little shorter than the Masterverse. And I know. Oh shit! Actually, I wish Steven was on the show because he knows the sizing of all the different MOTU figures. But yeah, it'd be size wise Masterverse, likeness classics.
Yeah, it's this is badass, man.
Yeah,
I don't collect it, but this is very cool looking.
That's dope. That's amazing.
And segue right into Masterverse. Panthor. This is a Mattel Creations exclusive. I think it's at $40.
It's 40. I'm as much as I want to get this. I'm gonna wait. I was actually talking to Steven about this again because of MOTU. He doesn't think it'll hit clearance. I think Kim and Real Blast could go on clearance later this year. So I'm gonna hold off until it goes on clearance. But it's so cool looking.
It is cool looking. I want to see if anybody agrees with me on this, but no flock, no thanks. There's no flocking on it. So it's weird. I love the modern update. I love this artwork. This artwork is amazing. I like how this thing looks. I really do. But certain characters just have attributes, right, that you apply to them that are classic. And Panthor for me is
he's got to be
flocked.
Flocked. Yeah.
Chaz the Guru says he just ordered it and he's glad it's not flocked. And Toy Bounty Hunter says he ordered it and fuck your flock.
Like it's a flocking toy.
You guys can all flock off because it's got to have the flock.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, maybe because I'm kind of cooling on the line and they took so long to get this one out. I mean, I have the Battle Cat and it's a awesome Battle Cat.
Yeah.
But it's also big and it eats up a lot of real estate. And I'm spending less on certain things, and I think even if this one hits clearance, I'll pass on it.
If it hits clearance, it might be, and also it might be one of those things that, you know, come Christmas time, my wife's like, "Hey, what do you want?" I'm like, boom, you know. If it's, I mean, I don't think it's gonna sell out. I think it looks great. I just like, and like you said, Spec, it takes up real estate. I don't have that real estate right now.
Yeah, in hand, I would probably appreciate it even more. And it seems like most people disagree with me, which is fine. But yeah, it's I guess no love for the flock. I just have memories of it. You know what memory I do have that was detrimental with the flocking is when that goddamn snake pit came out. And we thought it was a good idea to put the slime over Panthor. It was not a good idea. So maybe you guys all have a good point, because I would try that again. It is cool looking.
I mean,
is this a straight up repaint of
no
Battle Cat, or it's all whole new?
It's all new, because here, I'll let me get my Battle Cat for y'all.
Yeah, I can't remember if Battle Cat's jaw articulates like this one, but it's definitely a new head.
Yeah. So as shit falls around me.
Passing on all masters. Well, One Pouch Man, that is your decision to make, but Masterverse is a very underrated line.
I mean,
if you're collecting other MOTU lines, then I totally get it. But if you don't have any other MOTU stuff, Masterverse is actually really freaking good.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so if we if we look here, I'll just Battle Cat, like, it is a different head. The body, I think, is the same because of the joints and the paws.
Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, he does have an articulating mouth. Okay,
yeah.
remember.
Yeah. And then, you know, you put his, you know, helmet on, and there we go. I do like, if we, I'll go back to, let's see here. If I go, nope. Let's see.
Not on me, dude.
If you look at the eyes, they kind of have the same, similar, like yellow with the black line.
But the nose is totally different.
Yeah, the nose is different.
The ears are, maybe it's just kind of a heavy resculpt on the face.
Probably. I mean, it could have been, yeah. Also, if it looks like his jaw opens a lot more than Cringer's. Like they gave him like
Yeah, maybe they retooled that head.
yeah. I think it's a new head sculpt, but I think let's see here. Where is there we go. Yeah, they yeah, it's literally the same. It's the same body. It's yeah, there we go. It's the same body, just a different head.
Okay, and yeah, it's got 16 POA, which is pretty impressive. And then yeah, you can fit everything. Skeletor staff. This shit's removable.
Yeah,
but I don't remember Panthor ever not having armor. You know what I mean? Like Battle Cat did when he was Cringer, right? The armor came
right.
off.
I mean, it depending on the series or the comic book. Yeah, Panthor would have his like armor off because you know Skeletor just had another free range Panther. But yeah, it's.
Is this an army builder? No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I don't even know why I asked that question. It was a stupid question. Let's go to the next one. What about the Jada Street Fighter?
I am going to hold off on this because I've got.
Do it again, Spec.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until it's ready to order because I've got like with the Entertainment Earth, I've got affiliate link, and so I'm like waiting until that because I can't use the affiliate stuff until it's ready to be like actually bought and not pre-ordered, which is annoying.
Dude, this posing, I mean, for $25 and it's pinless.
$30. These are deluxes.
For $30 and it's pinless. Another $5.
That's the other thing is we were all like, oh, how much is the deluxe going to be? Is it going to be 35? Is it going to be 40? 30. They increased the price by $5. Like that's
and that's
awesome.
what you should do, right? I mean, because it's only a few extra items.
But these figures are massively larger too.
Yeah.
I mean, I massively might be a overstatement. I'm not sure, but I'd have to look at the Comic-Con display photos again, but they are bigger. I know Sagat is huge.
And it brings the feels of the video game for sure.
Yeah. And they listened to the fandom and like took the critique that, you know, the original prototype that they showed people, the head was not that great of a sculpt. So they went back and redid it and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does look really good. I mean, the fact that you get the different head sculpts too, and this is all for $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heads, the hands,
take that, Maximum Spider-Man.
We'll get into that later. I'm gonna. It's time for my rant. I haven't had a rant in a while, so.
Okay, all right.
We'll get that.
We'll get there. Guys, I left my fridge door open and my mom's yelling at me. So, Bobby, take over for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead, man. But yeah, I mean,
make sure you flush the fridge.
Nah. I like the Sagat. I like the Tiger effect. It's again another a big beefy figure, and I might end up getting him.
Fucking well, you know, it's all your guys' fault why I ended up getting these in the first place.
Oh, I know.
Like, and I didn't pre-order Cammy and DJ or Guile because I was just like, you know what? I'll find them at Target. I found all the other ones at Target.
Yeah.
I'm pretty freaking good at finding stuff at Target. There are very few things I don't find. I have not seen Cammy, Guile. I don't think anybody's found Guile, but I've not seen Cammy or DJ at Target like other people found them. So I finally just caved and was like, all right, I'm just going to order these.
Dude, so I won't lie. The only reason I have Ryu and Fei Long is because my comic shop, like when they came out, ordered like 4 of them. I'm like, ooh, I'll get both of them because I don't know if I'll ever see these again. And like the next week I went in there, they were gone. I've seen 1 Street Fighter figure in Target here in Houston. It was a Fei Long, and the box was beat the shit. That's it. I've never seen any of these figures. Any of these figures.
I've seen them. And then if you were lucky enough yesterday, you might have been able to catch Chun-Li, Ryu, or Fei Long for $10 from Walmart when they did that crazy sale on several different lines.
Yeah, I already had Chun-Li, so I was like, damn it. Oh well, not a big deal. But yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Like,
yeah, they pack a lot of value in for what you're paying for.
Yeah. Hey, Judge, another Houstonian, badass, dude. Nice. Yeah, I picked up 3 Chuns and a Ryu. Like, all right. Yeah. Speaking of Walmart, that's cool. That is cool. Oh, I need to, let's keep talking about this because I didn't download the other slides. And
well, these are just super fun to play with too. And
oh yeah, they are.
It looks like Sagat has toe articulation, so that's a new
well, that's fun.
But yeah, it's, I think Storm Collectibles, which people are talking about in the chat, kind of, I don't know if they had already been planning it or not, or if they sort of pepped up and took notice at what Jada was doing and said, uh-oh, we need to make an affordable 6-inch line. So they're doing the whatever it was, Street Fighter Alpha, and their figures are coming in at like $27 a piece.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that style personally, and I'm not going to start a whole new line, and I'm tickled pink with what Jada's doing, so I'm just going to stick with them.
Breaking out the tickled pink, are we?
Breaking out the tickled pink.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, so Jada, somebody wrote in here, Jada's killing it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. They are.
Oh, yeah, Earl Whitford. Jada's killing it. I just got the Cyberpunk David, and it's fun as hell to pose. I saw Robo do the review on the 2 Cyberpunk figures. I haven't watched the series. I'm not going to... They look great, but I'm not... Can't getting things that I don't know that much about that I have.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Bobby said you weren't able to get to the next set of slides here.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. This is more
So this is the fact that we got the huge freaking sale from Walmart.
Oh,
$10.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. This was
which, by the way,
sale yesterday that dropped, and everybody's getting links. Guys in the chat, let everybody know what you got yesterday from Walmart. But go ahead, Bobby.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I this is why I'm kind of hesitant to pre-order figures now, because like I got these, and granted I have to wait, a year or 2 or 3, but like yeah, I mean, I don't know. I should have bought the Mega Man yesterday, and I didn't, and I'm kicking myself in the ass because I really like the Mega Man. Because these were $10 each. These were like $10 each.
Yep. So I didn't get the 1-up, the green and white Mega Man, and I don't know if I should have or shouldn't have, but I did get Cut Man and Electro Man, and they were both like $9.50.
Yeah. So if you guys are on, I don't know if you guys are connected or if anybody in the chat is connected, but if you have a mobile device and you are connected to the World Wide Web, you can follow notifications from different users on the tweets, and they will send out notifications when this kind of stuff goes on sale.
Somebody twatted?
Yeah, is that what it so when somebody twats at you,
yeah,
then you can click on it's a URL link, and it will take you to the website where the sales are happening. But you got to be fast. because some of this stuff will sell out. Now, this was surprise drops yesterday. I made a purchase that I wasn't planning to make yesterday. And I'm jumping ahead, but these are some of the items that are newer items.
Yeah, these just hit within the last several weeks, and they were all like $18.
Yeah, Moody got the Falcon price match at Target. The only reason that I'm not getting that Hulk is because it looks they're just using the Mark Ruffalo head basically. And I like the Captain America I already have, so I don't need that one again. But I might get that Falcon eventually.
Yeah, this is probably the worst use of a reused mold here. They couldn't do like a new Hulk head here.
I know.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I get the body. That totally makes sense. But
Too much money.
It's just Mark Ruffalo in cosplay as the Hulk, as the Red Hulk. It's got like 3 layers of shit going on here.
But it was like yesterday was one of those days where I didn't get on Instagram because I follow Toy Shiz, and so it was like once I got on later in the day, then I saw all of the announcements and it was like, shit, I missed the Black Series Skeleton Crew Neil figure for like $12.50.
Yeah.
I don't collect it, but the TMNT Grayskull line, the Leatherhead, was like $12.
Yeah.
Yep, I got that, and I got what I do with it.
And Judge, I agree. I think the Diamond Select Red Hulk does look better, but I
just had it in my hand.
What's up, Vlade?
Oh, I got this bad boy.
Yeah, those were $10. I missed those.
Yep. Why is it not focusing?
Couple of the others were on sale, like Big Ben and Shooter, and I think that Night Force Tunnel Rat has been on sale since the holidays.
It has.
Prophet is saying the Hulk.
No, I know it's different. It just the face looks more Ruffalo-esque than.
Oh, are we sure? I could have sworn somebody did a comparison and said it was pretty much the same.
Robo reviewed that wave, and I don't believe it is.
Okay.
I think it's the same body, but they did a little bit of retooling on the sculpt, and then. The Hulk head looks more generic. Doesn't really. I mean, it kind of looks more like the Ruffalo head, but not quite. And it definitely doesn't look like Ford.
What do you think? Just real quick. I don't want to get off topic, but are you guys going to go see this?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's probably the one Marvel movie that I want to see in the theater in a long time. Like,
yeah. I'm hoping it's good.
It's weird. The reviews are mixed here in America, but like overseas, it's getting like really good reviews. So.
Okay.
Real quick, Collector Express says he reviewed the Red Hulk and it's an all new sculpt. Nothing was reused.
Oh.
Ready?
Well, we were seeing Mark Ruffalo, and I guess maybe that's just our hopes and dreams.
I always see Mark. I close my eyes, I see Mark Ruffalo.
And is it rant time? This is hysterical. So I know who made this meme.
That was hilarious.
Yo, stop asking me the price on this new Spider-Man. If you gotta ask, then you can't afford it, you bums. We can charge whatever we want, and there ain't shit you can do about it. And it's from the official, not really. Dan Yoon is trying account.
That was funny.
When I saw this, I thought it was hysterical.
That's amazing. All right, so our good friend Jason Dilworth messaged me today, and he's like, "Dude, Maximum Spider-Man is gonna be $50." I was like, I'm really, really fucking annoyed because finally we get Spider-Man with everything we've been asking, right? Like the Ultimate Head, the ungloved like web shooters, the Spidey sense, the webbing. This is $15 too much. This is $20 too much. Like, look, the GI Joe like snow jump, was what, 30, 35 bucks when he came out? And granted, that was like 2 years ago, but still, like, this is not 50 bucks. I get that it's still cheaper than a Mofix. Fair. But this is 30. Like, if Jada can give us that big ass fucking Blanka with alternate heads and everything for 30, there was no goddamn reason that this figure is 50. Like, and like, giant display stand, like, you know, the head, like, I get that. I get this. I don't like it, but I understand this, right? Like, huge display stand, like.
Well, and most people got that mispriced at 24 anyway.
Well, even at the full price, that was worth it. Listen, the one saving grace for this Maximum Series Spider-Man coming from a Hasbro, right? Yeah. That is a 90s coked out Peter Parker. How else are you gonna, you guys remember the storyline where he was sniffing coke out of the webs? Do you guys remember that?
I mean, obviously, yes.
Yeah. So it's comic book accurate. This was his, I think it was a eight issue maxi mini series within, and it was Scarface Spider-Man, right? Tony Montana.
Look, and here's what I told Jason, and I told you on the chat too. They're finally giving us everything we want in a figure, but they're pricing us out of it. So what's going to suck is it's going to be the same shit that we saw with the sports line. What was that?
Starting lineup.
The starting lineup.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I found that Luca figure at Ollie's for like $9. Like, cool. And I opened it up. Those were amazing figures. They were great figures, but like, what was it? Like, they were what, 50, 75 bucks? Like, that was absolutely ridiculous. So it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I really kind of want to message the Hasbro team. I'm like, guys, like, I know this isn't y'all, but what the fuck is Hasbro doing? What are they thinking? Like,
I was actually expecting a little more anger and passion out of you for this.
Well, I'm trying to yell, but like,
I'm just gonna counterpoint. I agree with everybody. Like, $50 for a Hasbro Spider-Man is a lot to ask, but they did retool the entire body to kind of get the posability or similar posability of like the Mofx, and you are getting whatever it is. I mean, that's 5 sets of hands, 3 heads, bunch of web effects. And they're coming in at a price that is competitive or more competitive to Mofx. So, you know, if you look at it from the standpoint of that's their target, they're really going after Mofx on this one, then they're doing what they aim to do. They're undercutting their premium competitor.
But as a premium, what about what we just said about the Street Fighter figures that are coming in at $25, $30?
No, I listen. As I said, I'm not.
No,
what arguing with you guys on the price.
No, but like, and again, I think the reason why I get that it's a retooled body, and that's fantastic. Great. I'm glad on that. But everything else outside of, you know, the hands and the Spidey effects, the spider sense, they already have those. It's not like a whole new retooling, I don't think. Yeah. So, like, I understand that they're going after the Mofx crowd. I get that. But when your figures are already $25, this, like, $50, fine. I will begrudgingly say, like, fuck you. I'll get a 2-pack at $50. Fine. That is 2 figures, $25 each. This is 1 figure for the price of 2. And I just, like, God damn it. I'm gonna have to wait and see if this drops.
Well, here's the most realistic counterpoint, and it comes from Figure Fight Club. Realistically, it will sell out. This is a first time maximum. It's Spidey and FOMO will hit hard. I think we see a sellout tomorrow. We see a restock and we see another sellout, and then it's usually 3 restocks, right? So I think it sells out tomorrow.
I wouldn't be shocked. But I can't in good conscience back this, because it's kind of a, and this, and look again, like, this is not on the Hasbro guys. They're great guys, and this is on the Hasbro overlords. This is a giant fuck you to the fans. It really is. Like, oh, you want this? Oh, you want this? Pay up. I'm like, fuck you. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, I think just from my point of view, this should be maybe $30.
It should. 35 tops.
Ooh, we got a super chat. Thank you,
Hey,
Shane.
thanks, Shane.
Oh, since you saw it first, you can read it.
Did you guys see Spectre Creative's video where he says new tooling does not affect the SRP? If you did, your thoughts?
Ooh.
I did not.
I did not either.
I do not know who he is.
I do not know Spectre Creatives either, but I will give it a watch because I'd like to see that point, because I agree. I don't think that new tooling would affect this, because think about it. How many reuses of this buck will they get?
Yep.
How many reuses of previous bucks did they get? And there's that new Black Widow buck that all the females are now using. So,
I'll say, and it goes to the point that, like, if every new buck, every new sculpt was, effect, then like once every few years, like the price of the figures will jump up like 10 and then go back down. Like, no. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Listen, the pricing is going to jade a lot of people, not just for this, but just in general. I mean, eggs have gone up exponentially. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's across the board, so it's not just in our hobby here. And then we got this. The scalpers will buy it for sure.
100%.
That's a great topic that I want to cover at some point, about scalpers are buying extras. Because, for instance, I keep losing that goddamn bet. But I bought this on that sale price yesterday. I bought 6 of them, and I bought 6 for the intention.
Hold on one second. Oh,
yeah,
damn figure.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
Wow, that was very nice.
Travis thanks you a lot.
Well, this will be going. I will tell you, this will definitely be going back into the StreamYard. So thank you very much, figure.
No, that's definitely appreciated. There's so many comments here, and we all know I'm not good at highlighting everything, so we definitely appreciate that. And
Andy Ludwedge says the rumor is he's made of eggs.
Yeah,
that's why he's $50.
It
Spider
could be.
Eggman.
Yeah, it's just, listen. It's going to be an interesting year for toys, especially with, the possibility of Hasbro trying to go digital, which we've already talked about, and I think we'll probably touch on again. But this is the real tweet, right? Yo, I rarely mention price here. The price will vary based on country, retailer, distributor. Maximum Series gives us a great opportunity to do new stuff, and we really like this one. You'll be able to see the price when it goes up. Thank you for your interest and support. So actually, Pulse, I guess they did a stream this morning, and Pulse answered the question within the comments. I know I shared that in the group.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a slide that made it tonight, but
I don't think so.
No, but listen, it's nuts. Some people are going to pay it with no problem. Other people are going to complain. A lot of people will try and hopefully wait for it to go on clearance at a lower price point. Or you're going to see it go for crazy bucks on the aftermarket. So it really comes down to is that important to you, right? Is that important to you for your collection? Is it worth $50? So that's really the question you got to ask, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting head nods and stuff like that.
I mean,
silence.
I don't collect Marvel Legends, so it's a very easy pass for me. Now, if the articulation on the figure is as good as they're claiming, and I were to find it on sale, I might bite. But other than that, like, it's easy for me to kind of know where its place is, know what they've done with it, and just be like, cool, enjoy. Let the fans do what the fans are going to do.
Yeah.
Right. And this is part of that pendulum swing that we're going to see.
Yeah.
Where, COVID hit, people were stuck at home. They rediscovered this hobby. Then the forecasting for Hasbro and other manufacturers overload it, and then everything went to Ollie's and stuff like that, and then it's all over the place. We're starting to see now that they're trying to be a little more conservative with what they're forecasting and what they're trying to put out. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of this Spider-Man, but I could be wrong. If you look at my first two marriages, I've been wrong before.
We have another super chat from Shane, and also hello to Terry, the Island Viper.
Hello, Terry.
I think we should all wait to see how good it actually is. If it's heads and tails the best Spidey ever and more durable than Mafex, then it's worth it.
Well, just to be clear, Shane, every new Spidey is the best Spidey ever. Every review I've seen, anybody with symbiote and whatever, just the little head changes and stuff like that, it's the best Spidey ever. So you already answered your question.
I love Stygian. Person complains about $49 Spider-Man. Same person buys $700 Cat's Lair.
It's true. That is very true.
That is true. Collectors are a
Fickle group.
Yeah. It's like that. What's that line in Old School? Love, she's a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with collectors. Collectors are a son of a bitch.
Yeah. And also, while we have 113 people watching, make sure to smash the like button. Thank you.
Or don't. Live your best
smash.
life. Okay? Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't say that. For Travis, hit that like button, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We had a couple more comments before we go on to the next set of slides. I doubt it's going to be worth it. Legends quality at a gouging price. And that's what you were saying, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I love my Legends. I still get Marvel Legends. I pre-ordered that Banshee on Amazon because fuck Pulse's pricing, like Jesus Christ. And then but this is ridiculous fucking pricing. It just is. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, it's a little over the top, but it is what it is. So we go back to that sale yesterday. I already bragged about getting 6 of these bats, and I keep losing it. I don't know what I keep putting this on.
Seriously?
It's like my wife and her keys. I constantly tell her when she comes in the front door, put them in the same fucking place every time.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not doing that. I'm putting it.
My wife tells me that because I always lose my keys.
Or on the floor, or over here under the desk.
Like literally, I'll run downstairs. Like, I want to go to the gym. Love you. Bye. Come back upstairs. I can't find my keys. She goes, God damn it! Put your keys in the same goddamn place, so that every morning I have to hear you going, "Where are my keys? Where's my wallet?" Put them where they need to be every time. I'm like, yeah, but I'm carrying stuff in my hands. So I'm like, I'll drop it down. Like, oh.
When I can't find my keys, it's because I didn't put them in the same fucking place every time. I'm like, oh, here they are. Like on my desk, by the bathroom, by on the kitchen table,
Well, what about the other two guys? Did you guys get the anniversary figures on sale? The jumper was $17. The diver was $15.
I passed.
I missed both of those, but I already have singles of them, and
Yeah.
I don't really need to army build the 60th line.
No, I got these. Remember when they were mispriced to start?
So the diver was. So I actually do have 2 divers, but not the Halo jumper. It was the action soldier.
But I don't know where I got the one with the parachute, the Halo jumper. I got it for like $15.
No
so
shit.
I bought 4 of them, so just for the parachutes.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I traded off the figures, and I was even. So, but
So
yeah,
now
you're right. It was the diver was $25 at BBTS and
Entertainment Earth.
Entertainment Earth. So I was already good. I didn't buy extras of that, but I did buy the bats to scalp. So where were these on sale at? This was
Walmart.
at Walmart. Yeah, just you got to find the right people to follow and get twatted at, and you can set your notifications on your landline, and you'll be able to get, as soon as these go live, and that's what happened for me yesterday. And then Spec, you collect Transformers. These were also on sale.
Yeah, I don't get the retro. That the brand new, I almost got it, and then I still slapped my hand down. That brand new Mandalorian crossover, Transformer crossover.
Okay.
Which I canceled my pre-order because I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend $55 on this thing. It was on there for $27. And at that point I was like, tempting, but you have to get $36 to get free shipping, and I couldn't find anything else. And I'd already ordered the Mega Man. I went in with a buddy and ordered the Mega Man. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to spend the money. It's a good time.
Yeah, well, if I were to collect, I have Transformers, but I am very much a G1 guy. So I probably would have picked up one of these, but I think I have this re-release of Blaster, but it doesn't have the 40th on there, but it's the same one. It's from a couple of years ago.
Yeah. They released one a couple years ago. Then they did the 40th last year. A bunch of them showed up at Ross over Christmas, Scrapnel and Skywarp. And with the way these are going on sale, they'll probably show up at Ross too for $10.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I already have 2 blasters. I got this one and then the original packaging blaster re-release. But if I find this hound in person, like for like $10, I'll 100% snag it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of Transformers, what the F were they doing with the wait, what the hell is this?
These were
I totally messed that up, but
well, just to go into it, these were, I don't remember what release the one on the right with the Sideswipe repaint and the Skytread repaint are. It was a 3-pack. I just don't remember who it was exclusive to. Skywarp was an Amazon exclusive, and very few people got them. And then this figure was going for like massive dollars on the third market, third party market, whatever. And then Hasbro did say that they were gonna, or I don't remember if they said it or he showed up on some sort of a release list. So we kind of knew that he was coming, that, they were gonna re-release him to give people a chance to get him. And that's what they did. But for me, like, I'm beyond War for Cybertron. So I'm beyond these versions, and I'm more continuing down with what they're doing. So I missed Skywarp the first time around, and I'm going to continue missing him.
Well, this was they're $50 each.
Yeah, I don't remember what the original pricing on them was. It was probably like 35. Because it was like
yesterday, or was it yesterday or just this week or last week? They did Hasbro did an SBD, which is silent but deadly Fanstream. So they did not do any type of fanfare, nothing like.
Well, and they haven't been. They do like pre-recorded content, and that's what they've been doing since the end of last year. And I don't know why I do know that like Takara Tomy, I guess, is taken over the bulk majority of like the designing, and I guess the USA team has sort of shrunk down. I do know that like Hasbro is sort of reeling from Transformers 1 being a flop.
I thought it was good.
It's a great movie. It's fantastic, and it's crappy that it's being deemed a flop, but finances being what they are, this, that, and the other, and the way corporations look at bottom lines and whatever, that's just where they're going for it. So, you know, it was interesting. They gave us 2 new figures. They gave us the Devastator, and then this was like such a random thing. And I showed my son because he's into Transformers. He's like, "Oh yeah, that was an old comic that they released." So this was done under like the Dreamwave comics back in like 2006.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's like what's it called? Steampunk.
Steampunk. Yeah, and to clarify, both of those 3 packs, according to KJ and Talib, were both Amazon exclusives.
These?
Yeah.
These bad boys? All right. And then what about these Hearts of Steel?
I think this is this might be E-Taylor. I have to look. I don't remember.
Oh,
I know it's a Pulse.
I guess, Travel, he yells at me for not reading the notes all the way through. But it's a Pulse exclusive.
Okay, it's a Pulse exclusive. That's what I thought. And so they showed and released these for pre-order. And then I saw pictures from the display case at MegaCon where they did the unveilings of all this. And there was a Megatron that turns into like an old school cannon, and Bumblebee that also turns into like, I think, a train.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this gives me Thomas the Tank feels, but
Yeah.
it's pretty badass. I mean, it looks like fun. I don't think it's something you would let a little kid play with, but it's definitely a neat little concept.
Yeah, it's a unique take, and it looks like they did a pretty good job on it. Like it doesn't look wonky.
Yeah. Wonky. That's a good choice word there. What about this guy here?
I pre-ordered this. My kids were just the right age when Rescue Bots came on, and they were huge fans, and we had a lot of the original Rescue Bots. I got Strong Arm that they released last year, and I'll definitely pick up Heatwave.
Okay. Yeah, he's wait, somebody was just talking about this, weren't they?
Skybite?
Skybite? I thought somebody said Megatron is a shark.
No, Cannon. Megatron's a cannon.
Oh, cannon. All right. Well, what about this shark?
I know who the character is because I recognize the design, but I don't know much about him. And he looks really cool. So if I get this one, it would be on sale.
Yeah, he is kind of cool looking. I guess. It gives me like what was it? The Maximals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Beast
kind of
Wars.
Yeah,
or
Beast
or
Wars.
it's Beast Wars Transmetals or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's neat looking for sure. If you want a transforming shark. What about this bad boy?
Insta pre-order.
So is it like the old Constructicons? Will it
Merge to form Devastator?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool.
And
But
it
this
uses
is only 2 characters, right?
Yeah, so the two of the 6 already came up for pre-order end of last year. Scrapper and I don't remember. And then this 2-pack is the Commander class release for this combiner, and then there'll be the last 2 that'll come up for pre-order later in the year. And so then this this one's a little more unique because it's 6 characters, but it's it's updated articulation, it's updated combining. So I have the Titans Returns or Combiner Wars, whatever version of this that I picked up off of Craigslist for a song and a dance years ago. And it's cool and it's tall, but it's really wonky and it has weak points that break off. So I'm really excited with like how this all is going to fit together and go together.
Okay. All right. Looks like fun. I mean, look at them. That reminds me of what we had as kids, but much better looking.
Yeah.
So it's like they hit that right stride where it captures that retro nostalgic feel. But I like it. Not bad.
Let's see. Talib says Skybite is short pack. Don't wait. Mixmaster still to come. And yeah, he'll be Voyager priced. Scavenger will be a deluxe.
Yeah. What do you mean short packed?
Like if it's a case of 6, there'll only be one of him in the case, and then there'll be like doubles of the others.
So that okay, all right. And what about this? This actually caught me by surprise, and I'll say why once we get into it. But what were your thoughts on this one?
Well, so that was the other thing is like they're doing weird things with the Transformers team, and then it was like, okay, here are new announcements, and it's like, wait, there's a new HasLab, it's already for sale. It's like, what the fuck? Much like the other Japanese releases they've done, the Deathsaurus and the Star Convoy, Star Voyager. I don't know much about them, and it's funny. My son's watched all the YouTube stuff, and so he was telling me about them. I think it's a great idea because it kind of completes or goes in with that theme of what they've been doing with the HasLabs, using more of the Japanese series that weren't so popular or known over here, but the fans that really want it can get it. I think it looks cool. And
It's cool. Do you know how to say his name?
I have to look at the thing to
Leo Caster.
Oh, Leo Kaiser.
So I added it too.
Yeah, and so then like it's neat that one of the stretch goals, so it's 6 robots, and it's neat that one of the stretch goals is a 7th robot, because I guess in the series they kick one of the members out and they're going to replace him with the green robot, and then the member that was going to get kicked out kills the green one, so then they have to like bring him back.
Oh damn.
So it's kind of like a neat story point. But they look great, and I guess they did it. The robot will be 12 inches tall, so it's not like a huge combiner, and they did that so that it will scale with the Deathsaurus.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know like where it's at for funding or how long it has to fund.
45 days.
Yeah, so it's a standard HasLab funding time.
Yeah, so it is at 4,700 backers out of 10,000, and it has
almost halfway there.
Yeah. I mean these fund. I haven't backed any of them. Maybe I have small regrets that I didn't. I don't like. They look neat. I don't need them, but they've all funded. They've all hit all their stretch goals.
Yeah, so I guess he looks great in person. But yeah, I just thought it was surprising that they dropped a HasLab in a twat, you know? That sounded wrong.
Or so right.
Or so right. Is it via tweet? Or
That was weird.
I thought that was totally I was like, okay, all right, maybe Hasbro really is like in trouble here.
Well,
But you're
not
saying
only that.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, real quick. Then just not only is it like, ooh, I might be in trouble. I kind of took it as like a disrespect to the Transformers team, because they're trying to get this made. They're trying, you know, it's like they've put effort into this, because like you look at, I don't get these, but these look amazing. Like this looks badass, right? Yeah. And the fact that we just got it like oh yeah, it's like it's an afterthought. And I know that the guys that, or you know, the people that worked on this, it's like, oh, that's all we get. We don't get like a we don't even like, just give like a pre-recorded like 10 minutes on YouTube. It's not like they pay for that shit. Just put it on there.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what they did last time, right? They did the reveals at some con in Japan, and then they did pre-recorded drops. And you know, it used to be, so it was BMAC, but now he's over with the Joe team. So they have a new brand manager, and I don't remember his name, and he's done a couple of these. So it was usually him, with the designer, and I don't know all their names, but taller guy with glasses, a little more nerdy. And then there was the other designer who had the thick New England accent, who like he's a character and he's kind of fun to watch, and like his excitement for the line as he talks about stuff. And so like, you know, now it seems like I've been seeing a lot of the releases, like Emily has kind of gone radio silent, right? As she's taken over her new responsibilities within Hasbro. But she's been making posts and like dropping the stuff for this, like, oh, it was so awesome to like reveal these with so-and-so at MegaCon, and, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm very curious, like what's going on with the Transformers team, because it feels like Hasbro is, I don't want to say punishing them, but if they are like shaking things up within their budgets and their teams and what they're doing, then it feels like Transformers is getting the short end of the stick right now.
Yeah, which is weird because Transformers is just a mainstay for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels like, I think we were talking in the chat, it feels like you know, January, February, that's where movies go to die. Like the shit that you have no faith in. So for them to drop this during this time frame and not offer any type of media coverage, which the team could have shot one afternoon or during their lunch. You know what I mean? I just think it's fucking weird. It's odd.
Yeah. And they did release like little YouTube videos. Like there is like their standard HasLab video that like does the 360 and this is who this is and this is what it comes with and fun by this. Like they have that and they released it, but it was so random.
We got to blame it on Chris Cox. But yeah, it's just I just thought it was really strange whether I follow Transformers or not. Like we'll get the occasional Transformer, right? But I don't follow it like some of the hardcore guys do, and I just thought it was really strange.
Yeah, I mean, Talib says it right here in the quarterly reviews. Transformers always gets mentioned about making money, so I can't see that, you know, a reason for them that they'd be getting the black sheep treatment. And again, from what I have been told from somebody I know, like it all relates back to the frickin' Transformers 1 movie being considered a bomb, and maybe because they have multiple lines, so it's not just the Age of the Primes or whatever, you know, Siege or Earthrise or whatever it was, United Legacy. You know, there's also the Earthspark line and whatever other lines that they're doing. Because, you know, if you go to Target, there isn't a whole lot of legacy stuff on the shelf right now, but there's a ton of like Earthspark and, you know, the stuff that's aimed at the younger kids just sort of sitting there.
And here's a good point right here.
That's what I just said.
You said that? Sorry.
Damn it, Baldy.
But yeah, okay. I thought that was your own thought. I didn't know that you were reading.
No, I said Talib said. I'm giving credit where credit's due, motherfucker.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, it's just I just thought it was odd whether I follow it or not. I don't know.
Well, and as we start moving into GI Joe, like I was starting to feel like GI Joe was getting the same treatment, right? Because they were just, you know, here's some render reveals, here's a couple drops, here's a whatever, and I was like, where are the fucking fan stream? Where's the? And then so when they finally said, hey, there will be a fan stream, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean next week, and then that's a nice little segue there, buddy, because we're going into GI Joe HasLab rumors.
Yes.
Okay, so I think this was blowing up all our feeds yesterday, right?
I don't know. I gave Travis the idea for it, but I didn't actually watch the video.
Okay. I did watch the video, and it started with It's Chad. It's Chad is another channel, and
It's Chad.
Does he have a theme song?
Nobody should.
No, that's pretty good. Maybe you guys can collaborate.
Right in the jingle.
Yeah, so if you guys follow It's Chad, he had a video the other day about like I'm not sure if the title's in here, but it's pretty easy to find. It's about Hasbro rumors, basically. And he goes over some rumors that I guess that he's aware of, right? But rumors are rumors. I mean, I watched the video and it was very much kind of like, we all know a guy, right? And we all have a source. Everybody here knows somebody, and we get shared information. And I guarantee you, he 100% has somebody that he knows that is either connected to Hasbro in some type of way, whether they are doing outside third-party work or whatever. And he was some info was shared with him, and he kind of shared some slides from that. But
hey, Zen, real quick, Figure Fight Club mentions that Chad does have an intro song. Is it this?
Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody.
I was just curious.
that looks familiar. That looks really familiar.
So, I mean, what is it? The rumor is that it's one of 4 potential vehicles. It was a Mauler, it was a Snowcat, it was
yeah.
What were the other 2?
Let's see. Yeah, the Mauler, the Snowcat, the Hammer, the Havoc, and we'll go over each one. But yeah, I think it just kind of blew up. So it's kind of like when we had that, and it happens to different channels, right? We had that one interview with the GI Joe team, and information got out there like for Snake Eyes and another Cobra Commander coming, and everybody jumps on it because we all are starved for the news, and this was before we knew about the Fanstream next week. So it was an interesting topic that he put out there, and I think a lot of people ran with it, and there was some some interesting things said, but ultimately I think he titled it right. It comes down to rumors, right?
Well, and so
we all know a guy, and all that guy is the same guy. It's trust me, bro. Right? We all know a guy, and it's trust me, bro.
I'm not bashing Chad. I'm not, because information can change, and companies pivot all the time. But I do remember, I think it was like a year ago, he did do a video where he was saying, he was like, you're going to see the Thunder Machine as an on-the-shelf vehicle. You're going to see, and the Snowcat was mentioned as one of those. Like, Snowcat was not going to be a HasLab. It was going to be a retail vehicle. And now that's changed, according to these rumors. And so we'll, it's like take it with a song and a dance type of thing, or take it with a grain of salt.
Well,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing with the GI Joe classified line, and now with the subline retro line. Hey, I heard this was coming. Chances are, I mean, there's a lot of history to pull from. Chances are they're eventually going to stick.
Yeah.
And the choices that I saw within his video, they're all pretty solid choices. I don't think that the Havoc would be a thing, but we'll get to that.
See, I'm in total disagreement, but go on.
No, yeah. So I just don't think that it would be a choice for HasLab, but it could be, right? It's just, I was going somewhere with this, but there are rumors that are just completely made up, and that would be Dr. Mindbender Target exclusive Trouble Bubble, right? Smells like maple syrup. So there's things like that are just total fabrication. I think his choices are all within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
But I could start a rumor right now. we are getting a stripped down version of Snow Job with his white skis on a retro card back. Okay. And that's a rumor. That's how rumors start. Somebody has an idea, there's it out there, but it's very realistic that we are going to get that version of Snow Job. So if you guys
You'd love
want
a retro Snow Job, wouldn't you?
I would love it. I would love a Snow Job. But all right, we can get into it a little bit more here. Let me pull up the slides here, buddy. So this actually is the topic for tonight, right? Within this video that Chad put out, alluded to no HasLab for 2026. But I think the way it was worded with semantics, you could kind of roll back and say, I didn't say that. But because I think some of the slides he was referring to all had a stamping of 2026, right? But would that mean none for 2026 or none for 2025?
I think none for 2025. But so it's an interesting thing. I don't know what the source is. I don't know what the rumor is. The only reason it would make sense for me to believe that there may not be a HasLab this year is because they've obviously pushed production on everything, right? Either because they're moving to new factories or whatever the reason is. And so if they're dealing with that and trying to get production back up in those regards, does it make sense to put themselves into dealing with a HasLab? And what would the production delays be on that if they did one this year? Would it actually end up getting out in 2026, or would it get delayed and pushed till like 2027? So, they didn't do a Transformers HasLab last year. They took a year off. And so seeing that history and what's going on with G.I. Joe manufacturing right now, it's a good guess to make, or it's a good rumor to throw out there, and could very well be right.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. It's an educated guess based on the information that's out there. This could very much be true, and it's a solid guess. I think a lot of people have been making this type of guess. I know that I was talking to Travis earlier. I talked to somebody last week, about them maybe adopting the made to order in place of a HasLab. Try that 1 year, see what that looks like, see how that fits. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about this, right?
Well, I'll start a rumor right now.
Start it.
Snake Armor will be Pulse exclusive, and it will be made to order.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Anything you want to add to that? Is there going to be a figure with it?
No. It will be standalone.
Standalone. The Snake Armor is the character. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. I'm throwing that out there right now. Quote me on it. Say fucking Toy Optics said this was happening. Flood the internet with it. And then if I'm wrong, hit me.
I lost the notes. Hold on.
Right here. Oh, I got them. Sorry. No, you.
I got to make a switch into the living room real quick, so I'll be right back.
Make your switch after dropping that bomb.
But yeah, I do agree. I wouldn't. Who just said it? I think it was. No, Selena. I wouldn't mind a pause because it is a hit to the wallet. But this funded what, 24 hours? That funded, quickly. That funded. But I think I don't want to be that douche. Like, here's this is what's going to happen. Like, no, I could see them moving to made to order only because that's a good way to just make sure that you only have what you need.
Yeah, and made to order still would be a Pulse exclusive, which I think a lot of these things should be kept in house. You don't really need it to go to Target. Target, toy aisles are down to just a few aisles now.
Yeah.
So, and this avoids going to Ollie's. I don't think it's something that you need. HasLab flag or we riot. Yeah, and then Chaz makes a good point too. I don't think they'll skip a Joe HasLab. It's easy money. It's low risk. And they don't have to start production until after they sort out any type of factory situation.
Exactly.
So we'll go back to go back a few slides, Bobby, if you're in there.
Yeah.
So back to, does he have we should have linked or got the thumbnail for Chad's video, but we don't have that. So within Chad's video, he talked about risk averse projects, stating that the CEO is reluctant, to take risk with the toys. And we've all heard about the media and gaming becoming the focus and toys becoming secondary. We'll have to see how that plays out, because I know that it's weird that made the news in the last week or so, because the call and the article that it's taken from is almost 8 months old at this point. And we talked about it over the summer. So I just think it's odd that it's making the rounds now. So I don't know if there was a new article written based on that same phone call or stock shareholders meeting. I'm not sure, but it's not new news. I just thought it was kind of odd.
Oh, you know what? The rumor is the mass device was going to be the made to order.
Oh, was it?
That's the rumor that was going on. I'm still sticking with my snake armor rumor, goddammit. But it would make sense for something like the mass device to be made to order, right? It's a very niche product within the world of G.I. Joe that's only going to appeal to certain collectors.
Well, all of G.I. Joe is niche.
Yeah, but this is like niche within niche. It's meta.
Well,
I don't think the mass device would. I think they're gearing towards a build-a-fig type of thing with the mass device. I could be wrong, but the reason I'm saying that is we've got figures coming out that are coming with the elements.
With the elements. So it would be buy the figures with the elements, do a made-to-order mass device, because the mass device would be a terrible HasLab and it would fail.
Yeah, that's not a HasLab.
But it would make sense as more of a made-to-order. If you want it, here's your chance, buy it. Otherwise...
But do you include the elements?
No, you have to buy the figures.
So what if I can't get the figures?
Womp
womp.
Put those hands down, damn it.
Here's my question. Because I could have sworn that after Snake Eyes came out and it didn't do as well as everyone hoped, I swore I remember Hasbro saying that they were getting out of the entertainment business. I'm just curious what changed to where they're going, oh, well, you know what? I thought I liked Snake Eyes, but then again, I saw it right after seeing Old.
Well, they had their.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? You liked Snake Eyes, the movie?
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't say it was great. I said it was fun. Fuck off. I don't give a shit. But here's the thing. I saw it the day after I saw Old. Yeah, exactly. That movie took forever to finish. Yeah, it's fun. I don't give a fuck. Fuck off. I enjoyed it. But I mean, my wife, I took Ashley with me. She's like, I was like, how was it? She's like,
yeah, this 100%. The mass device can be made with a shoebox, a paper towel center, and duct tape. I agree with that 100%.
Maybe that's what they'll do. They'll send you instructions on how to make your own. Get a shoebox. Get a toilet paper roll. Ask mom and dad before using scissors and hot glue. I'd have to read to get the specifics, but Hasbro, I believe, had a subsidiary company. I don't remember if it was called like Play One or Play or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was their media that they were using to fund Entertainment One. And so then that's what they were using to make movies and TV and funding and all that. And that's after Transformers 1, I believe that's when they were like, oh, we're done. So, Paramount, I believe, still has the rights or the distribution. So if Paramount wants to make a Transformers movie, they can. Yeah. But Hasbro's not giving them any money for it.
Okay.
So they have to find other funding.
Well,
and
I know.
I don't think Hasbro did 100% of the funding, but they did like put up a big portion of the budget.
Well, because I remember, I did an article on it, and I'm writing a giant article for work on movies that are coming out. And last summer, it was announced that Amblin was doing the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover.
Are you reading this? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm glad, Chaz.
And it's on Amazon. You can get an ass device on Amazon.
Oh, you can get anything on Amazon.
True.
Well, back to this rumor. How do rumors begin? I'm just kidding. I really.
Aldi's transitioning.
Well,
you heard it here first. And that is how a rumor begins.
That is how a rumor begins, I guess. Let's see. Well, how did we get on that slide?
Because these are likely options according to the GOAT. It's Chad.
Okay. So back to Chad and his sources. I still think it falls under the I know a guy, trust me, bro. Because I get sent stuff all the time. I actually got sent some nice schematics the other day, and just because I know this person has ties with Hasbro, I'm not saying anything. I haven't even shared it with you guys in the chat.
You son of a bitch. You selfish man.
It could be something real. It might not be, but when people share information, you kind of want to, like, I always ask, can I share this? No, I might get in trouble. Okay, I'm not going to share it.
Well, that's why I only share certain things with you guys from my source. But I also say take it with a grain of salt, because he could always be wrong or have.
Yeah, because that one thing that you did share last week, we didn't hear anything, did we?
We did not. I still think it's true, but I think maybe they're not going to make any official announcement until Toy Fair.
Right. We go back. It looks like Travis has a list of names here. Who are his sources for this? So it's I'll never get this right. Valet? Is it Valet? Is it Kirk? Do you know how to say that last name?
Bogosian?
Yeah. How do you say it?
Bogosian.
It's B-O-Z.
I need to see the spelling. I thought it was Bogosian. Maybe it's Bezo. But
yeah, I don't want to.
Isn't it the guy that worked on the line, the original line in the 80s?
Yes, Kirk. Can we just say Kirk? Because I don't want to mess up his name. I hate when people mess up other people's names. It's like my mom was calling Saquon like Saquian the other day, and I was like, it's Saquon. Bozigian. Okay. Or is it just a random sculptor employee? So we all have sources, is my point. Like we're all over the place, but we all know somebody, right? And that's who I'm guessing his sources are. And then for there not to be a HasLab, we go back to the slides here with like the Hiss did amazingly well.
Mm-hmm.
The Dragonfly amazingly well. Like we can't imagine eventually one of these is not going to do amazingly well. And you could even argue that the Sky Striker, the O-ring Sky Striker. It didn't fund until the last day.
But it also didn't hit its last tier.
Right. So I would say that it didn't fail, but it wasn't a tremendous success.
But if you like through the eyes of corporate,
you sound like a Hasbro right now, but go ahead.
Well, I'm not defending it, but it's like through the eyes of corporate, it wasn't a big enough success that killed Hasbro doing retro O-rings.
Right.
You know, they were like, we're putting this on pause till we figure out what we can do with it. Right. Because Hasbro saw that. Like I told you guys, and I don't have any confirmation of this, but I believe my source is that the Ecto 1 HasLab is considered a failure internally because it like just funded.
Yeah.
You know, and if it just funds, supposedly the cost breakdown is such that whatever the minimum funding is, so like this current HasLab, it's 10,000. If they only get 10,000 backers, that's just enough to pay for everything to get it out there without really any profit. Now,
but isn't that what the HasLab initially started as? Something for the fans, a dream project, something that wouldn't normally be made.
Yes. But of course they want to profit off of that if they can as well.
No, trust me, they're profiting off of all these HasLabs, whether like they set that number at a certain point so that they're guaranteed a profit. You know?
And again, that could be true. The way it was explained to me, if they hit that minimum number, then I'm sure there's some profit in there so that it's not like a total loss. Maybe it covers their R&D or whatever, but like it's not enough of a profit that they consider it any kind of a win. It has to go above and beyond. So it has to hit the G.I. Joe levels. It has to hit the other Transformer levels so that they're sitting there and saying like, hey, we had it set for a minimum of 10,000, but we got 30,000. Like that's money in the bank. That's interest earned on that money in the bank while they're getting this whole thing figured out and tooled and designed and whatever. And
yeah,
buy any yachts.
Didn't buy any yachts.
Real quick. Let's see. Where did it go? Shit. Hold on. Starred. Oh,
you know what's crazy, guys?
We know how I feel about patches. We know how I feel about patches.
You love them. You love them like multi-packs.
Fuck the patches.
You know what I want to see? I don't want to see Snowcat or Havoc or Mauler or Wolverine. I don't want to see that shit with the HasLab. You know what I want to see? I want to see like Mindbender's Laboratory.
Laboratory.
I want to see Cobra Throne Room. Like I want to like give me something cool. Give me a fucking cool play set.
I would like to see something, yes, where include a figure, maybe a small portion of the headquarters. I would love a quarterly release of the Terror Drome, and you put it together over time. That would be neat.
Yeah, well, they did it. They did it with the Cantina HasLab, right? Oh, if you buy 2 of them, you can have an entire Cantina, or you can just buy half and have a piece for your shelf.
Well, I mean, they want to do it all at once and not space it out, right? But
and for me, this goes back to the Diamond Slick Ghostbusters. When you bought the Ghostbusters, you built the top of the building. You bought the penthouse. Toy Biz used to do that shit with Marvel Legends. You would get like pieces, of a stand, which granted, they don't go together, but they still kind of meshed cool. So there is precedence for this, but that's
you guys see me looking down at my phone. So I will say somebody just sent me a leak, and it's to a profile. It's to a profile that I don't have hooked up to Messenger, so I can't access it on my phone. So without calling somebody out, if they're here in the chat, I don't want to call somebody out. Send it to my Instagram and let me know if I can share it.
It's not the crystal ball leak that just popped up on mine, is it?
Did you get it from the same person, maybe?
Nobody sent it to me. It just popped up in my feed.
All right, I don't think that's it.
Okay.
Because I got that last week.
The shield that you shared with us?
Not the shield.
Because this is like alternate heads and here, this is from Surveillance Port. He just posted it on his Instagram.
Okay. Yes.
It's like
So
crazy energy weapons and a fucking
yes, I got that
head.
I got that the other day. So can you put that back up to the screen? So guys, anybody looking at this, if you look at the mask that he's got on, look on the back of your Nemesis Enforcer box. That is the figure in the back. So yes, my point is we all have a guy. So I saw that a few days ago. I didn't share it because I was asked not to share.
Well, that's badass.
It's pretty cool. When it was shared with me, I was like, "Oh crap, that's Crystal Ball." It threw me off completely.
Yeah, it's like a Cthulhu looking head. It's got like energy tentacles and
Not Loki.
Listen, it could be pulling from the mythology, but yeah, that's something I didn't even share with you guys because I was asked not to. So just proof we all have a guy.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, what's up, Shark Eyes? Loco Lou, the Mondo 112th Egon Spangler with the Boogeyman goes up tomorrow. Yep, I saw that. It looks amazing. That whole line looks amazing.
Which one is it?
The real Ghostbusters, the Mondo 112th line.
Oh, fuck.
And again, that's a line where everybody's going to complain about the price on it because it's $200 for a 2-pack, and it's not Mondo's fault. I promise you, if Mondo had their way, it would have been $100 for a 2-pack.
Ooh.
And you can completely blame Hasbro for that one.
Not shocked about that one. Yeah, I saw those. If we weren't moving, I would probably get that.
Well, the nice thing, bad thing, whatever it is like, the first one was Peter Venkman and
Winston Zedmore or Ray?
No, it was Peter Venkman and the pumpkin-headed monster.
Oh yeah.
Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Forgetting the name, but
Spectre, I'm sorry. While you're talking, share those pictures in the chat, and we'll see if we can get it up on the screen.
Oh God, I gotta. The 2-packs are exclusive to Mondo, and I think it's like a limited time thing. But the individual Peter Venkman you can pre-order on BBTS, and I think it'll be the same. Is that the Egon will go separate on BBTS?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So we're all over the place now. We're talking Ghostbusters within the HasLab links.
We can go back to the HasLab now.
I mean, it is the title of our freaking show, but yeah, if you can get those sent in Messenger, we can maybe add it to the slides or.
Do you want me to text it to you or put it in Messenger?
Put it in our group just in case I can't access it. Then Bobby can. Okay. So we go back to, if we don't do a HasLab, the made to order system, which we already kind of covered, which would also work, and it would work for a variety of vehicles. It would work for play sets. Then you guys would be on board with that, right? Spec got lost because he started sending texts at the same time.
I said the text.
You'd be down with the made to order system.
I'm down with the made to order system.
Yeah. And Bobby's already on it because he's much better at that shit than me. But yeah, it's it makes sense to me. And then these are the choices that came up in Chad's video, which if you guys get a chance, go check it out. I think it's called Hasbro Leaks or something like that, rumors. But one of the choices was the Mauler. Do you guys remember this thing?
Yep.
Did you guys have this thing?
Nope.
Nope. I didn't either. There was a kid, Christopher, that fucking jerk. He would not share it with the other kids in class. Brought it in for show and tell, wouldn't let anybody touch it.
What a dick.
The kid was a dick, man.
Now he's living on the streets sucking dick for heroin.
You know, it happens.
It does happen, fucking jerk. But yeah, it's I don't know if it would be this. What do you guys think?
Which one? The Equalizer?
No, the Mauler.
Oh, the Mauler. I have the unpopular stance. I am anti-tank. I don't want any tanks.
So you're a Rattler.
I'm Rattler. I listen, tanks are cool. When you get to see tanks up front and in person, they're fantastic. I mean, I grew up on military bases. I've been around tanks. The last time we went out to the desert to visit my folks, we went to the George Patton Museum and saw a bunch of tanks in various states of decay and repair and whatever. But for as cool as they are and as amazing engineering and machinery as they are, to me, they are antiquated. And it's not something, I mean, if they make it, I'll buy it, of course, but like, it's just not.
Spec, are you an anti-tankite?
Wow.
If you go to my website, toyoptics.com, you'll see an anti-tank shirt.
Well, that's pretty funny.
Buy it now before Shopify takes it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mauler is a waste of the HasLab if it cannot open up completely to house figures inside. It is a big slab of space wasting plastic. Yeah, I think. Listen, when they go HasLab, you go full HasLab. You never go full HasLab, but.
Well, I will say this. I'm with Spec in the fact that what Dragonfly aside, like, you know, seeing something like the Hiss tank, which is just it's cool, but I think the HasLab should be something that we don't see every day. It should be something like, holy shit, what is this?
Well, I'll be the first one.
Tank every day.
You don't know?
Don't
Maybe.
you?
All right.
There's actually a gas station not too far from me, and whoever owns the gas station owns a shit ton of tanks and a Unimog and a couple other World War II era vehicles, and they're all just sitting there in the gas station because he tries to rent them to movie shoots and stuff. So I see the shit all the time.
Yeah, I guess you know, in California that's one thing. If it's in the middle of Ohio, that's another thing.
Yeah, and I think Moody puts what I was trying to say more succinctly. Dream projects, like you can put on like the History Channel and see, you know, a tank, but kind of back to, like, you know, the Master. Like I want to see something that I don't see on TV unless I'm watching GI Joe.
Right.
Yeah. So like, I'll be the first to admit, when they first announced the Dragonfly, or the rumors were that it was going to be the Dragonfly, I was like, I'll get it. I'm not excited. I'm not excited by a big helicopter. Now, the thing turned out fucking amazing. And when they announced the HasLab and showed everything, I was like, okay, you got me. But I was hoping for a Havoc. I wanted the Havoc because it's a cool vehicle. It was cool when it came out. It's retro, not retro, but it's like sci-fi enough to be different. It's two vehicles in one. It can hold several figures. It has a very unique look to it. And so I was like, give me that. Make that the HasLab.
Yeah.
Where is the Havoc? There we go.
There's the
right
Havoc
there.
right there. Yeah, I remember playing with it. It was definitely fun, and it's very much GI Joe, right?
And it fills the tank void without being an antiquated looking tank.
Yeah.
And it's still retro futuristic. Like, it feels like something you would see in the 80s, depicting the future, right? Yeah, I mean, it could work for sure. I mean, it looks like I don't know, almost like a mod. Like I remember laying the figures down and all that stuff. Yeah, it was fun to play with. It wasn't my favorite. I think a lot of people do think of tanks though. Like, and then if you look at any of the Easter eggs, maybe from the Rattler campaign, there's a tank on, and I can't wait for the patches, but there's a tank on the patch, and it would make sense because you had the Hiss Cobra, then you had the Joe Dragonfly, which is anti-tank or anti-high-speed sentry, right? And then you have the Rattler coming out, which is Cobra's anti-tank. So it would make sense that they're gearing up for some type of tank. Even though I'm team Hydrofoil, team Moray. We're not getting anything like that, and I think we are getting a G.I. Joe vehicle. But I would think it would be one of the tanks for sure. Or tank-like.
Yeah, and as I said, if they make it, I'll end up getting it.
Yeah,
but I'm not excited by it. And I'm sure once they do the reveal and all that, I'll be like, okay, they thought this through. It's dope. I want it. I'll get it. But just on the outset, it's just like it's not an exciting prospect to me.
I mean, I think I like the Snowcat. Like Moody had this as one of his vehicles. And then I had it from last week with the Ice Saber. Oh shit! Hold on. Where the fuck did I put it? Here we go. I mean, this is kind of more G.I. Joe-esque for me, kind of like the Havoc. Like I had the Ice Saber, mod that up into like a new classified-esque version. I mean, it'd be badass. Real quick. I got mine.
Well, wait, Bobby, let's come back to this. Let's finish out the topic and we'll come back to that if you don't mind.
By all means.
Because this was one of my favorite vehicles as a kid. I would love to get this. This is not HasLab material. Watching Chad's video, he had a good, like I think everybody leans towards the classified vehicles as modernized or a combination of something else. So he did have a couple good ideas. I'm not familiar with these two pieces. I guess they came later.
That's the Ice Saber. So what Moody was saying and what Chad was kind of talking about was putting the Snowcat with the Ice Saber, like making those two vehicles one giant HasLab. Maybe have the Ice Saber break off of the Snowcat.
And then like the Hiss, where the Hiss has the ability to have the retro look.
Exactly.
Like, and that's a great idea. That's what, I mean, it makes sense for a HasLab, but when you think about it, somebody here made a good point right here. Snowcat's about the size of the Vamp, which is true. If you guys really think about the original G.I. Joe vehicles, they're not massive unless you're talking like the APC, right? And the APC itself does not need to be any type of HasLab. That's basically, that was really meant to store your figures. That was basically a glorified carry case. So I had the APC in that Sky Striker video that I did, and it's a heavy piece, but that's because it was a 3D print, right? If it's mass produced by Hasbro, that's something that could be a made to order type of vehicle, right? It doesn't need to be a HasLab. I don't think the Snowcat needs to be a HasLab. It's not huge. What, 2 figures fit in there? And then you have, all the missiles and firepower. I loved these fucking ski missiles.
Yeah.
I always had fun with that. And then a couple figures can stand around the vehicle, but it's really not a massively sized vehicle. I would say in modern toys, this would probably come in somewhere between the Hiss and the Vanguard in size. So not massive. It doesn't have to be massive. Right. And then the next one up was the hammer. I mean,
Which I vaguely remember, but it was kind of more at the end of my time.
yeah. And this is when they started to let the weapons really shoot. I remember this. They were spring loaded. It would
that's
click
cool.
in. Did you have this, Bobby?
I did not. The only one I have is my fighter jet. That's the only vehicle I ever had. I didn't have many GI Joes.
Oh, okay. How about you, Spec? Did you have this? Or no, you said this was at the tail end.
This was the tail end. I would still get occasional figures. Like I had Salvo, Pathfinder. I think I had basically every figure on that box, but I wasn't really getting the vehicles as much anymore.
Right. So if you look at this hammer, I guess you could kind of see the resemblance to the Hummer.
Yeah.
Right. And in Chad's video, he was talking about, I guess, that Hasbro wants to license it with the Hummer, which I don't believe that even a little bit. I know that Valaverse did it with the Vanguard, with the, what is it, Razvani? I actually have it right here. Yeah, the Razvani. So I guess the way that whatever Chad heard was that Hasbro would try to license it. I don't believe that, only because why would you try to license a vehicle when right now you're talking about making toys secondary?
Yeah.
You're licensing out at most the likeness of Sergeant Slaughter, who is a 40-year, 40 years ago, he was a big name. He's a big name to us in the community, but it's not like it's a modern wrestler like CM Punk, who actually has, the Cobra logo on his arm. I don't think that they would go after a license, especially for a HasLab. But I could be wrong, because did they go for the license for the car for the Ecto 1?
No.
Isn't it based on the vehicle? What is that? It's a Chevy. Do you guys know what vehicle that is?
This?
No, the Ecto 1.
Oh, it was a Cadillac hearse.
Yeah.
Cadillac hearse. So they have to pay a licensing fee to use that.
Yeah, that's why you saw a lot of Transformers transition away. Like that's why Bumblebee wasn't a bug for the longest time.
Right.
And they had made a huge deal with GM, hence the Camaro, hence Ironhide being the big GMC, whatever it was, 1500 or 3500 or whatever.
Right. I mean, they have been doing the crossovers for the Transformers and licensing out like the DeLorean, right? So it's not unheard of, but I think this would be a really odd move, and I'm not sure anybody would be impressed if this was a Hummer. Oh, look, it's Chad. What's going on, man?
What up? What up?
Wait, should I play Travis's song again?
Yeah, play that.
Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody.
You know what? I don't see where it's written, but can you tell us who the vocals are on that, Bobby?
I believe it's Chad.
It is.
NWA. Easy E. NWA.
Oh, look
What's
at
going
Chad.
on? I had to wear this. That's all. That's why I'm here. Just to...
Your second favorite team.
Exactly. Second. Hey, we can all have a second team. I mean, David Speck's got all 32 teams since he doesn't watch.
No, 31. Because fuck the Cowboys. Actually, I'm going to go 30 because I'm going to say not only fuck the Cowboys, but fuck the Patriots.
Oh, there we go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, cool.
You're putting the Pats in with the Cowgirls.
I mean, I grew up a Giants fan, man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is how it is around here, but I'm just surprised. That's all.
I came on to apologize because I gave you a lot. This was a lot on the show.
Well, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, that's why I was heavily invested in the chat. And so I worked tonight, but I got home in time to watch. I watched the whole show, listened to the first hour. Great stuff. I think the whole thing with the Chad video is, and the reason we jumped on it, we don't usually do that, like clickbait videos or whatever, but the main thing is this made to order. And I know you kept showing the Sentinel and Dragon Man over and over again, but never talking about what those fucking things were. And
Let's go back to them.
No, we don't know. I don't want to see those slides.
Go back to them. Do it.
back.
Do it.
No.
Hey, guess what? I wasn't doing that.
Do it now.
No, here's the deal, right? So
Watch me do it now with my hands up here.
is it possible? No, listen. Is it possible that these 4 things, and not the Havoc because it's massive, but the other 3 things could be that made to order, and that's just like, remember, he said he saw these slides 8 months ago, but he didn't put them out because he didn't want to get outed. He didn't want to out a source. And so that technically could have happened while they hadn't announced Dragon Man and the Sentinel X-Men 97 yet. And then that's like with the new Chris Cox CEO, that's like an initiative that he brought on possibly, instead of, because the Giant Man HasLab didn't even reach all its goals. Sure, remember, when they don't reach all their goals, they don't make any money, right? So I think like the G.I. Joe HasLabs did great, but they're not going to just come out with G.I. Joe HasLabs and no one else. So I think the made to order thing could just start hitting like all of the brands. You know, like we just saw a Transformers one and it's niche, but I think after that we could just start seeing made to order for a while. That's like what I get out of this is like, you think about all the vehicles that Chad talked about. Like I said, the Havoc thing doesn't make any sense. And I know you still got to get to that, but the other 3 don't seem like dream projects, which is what I loved about Bobby's point. Like, we need to have dream projects. And every time we talk with Lenny and Lenny's doing interviews, they talk about world building, right? And that's what they've been doing with the mass device stuff. You're not world building with a fucking tank. I could be way off. It could be the Mauler. People will just eat it up like we did the Rattler, but it makes sense to create this world because they don't have like an IP to go along. Like we just have old cartoons. We don't have a movie. Like they have comics, but it's not really like up to them to make the Energon universe, right? So I don't know. I think the made to order thing makes sense. And then when they're ready, and we got to understand, remember the tariffs. Everything we talked about in the last couple of weeks is circulating around this subject. Like the tariffs is one thing because they might not want to come out with a big HasLab if the taxes are too high and they're afraid it's going to fund. Even if G.I. Joe, what is it? They hit 20,000 out of 8. That could change because of price hikes. So these are all things we got to think about. And that's why I thought the video that Chad did, regardless of the source and the info and validity, I thought it was interesting and, intriguing subject to talk about. And it kind of like hit among all these points that we've been talking about with Hasbro.
Yeah. And you said something about the 8 months and not outing a source, right?
Yeah, Chad in that video said something about, and it wasn't 8 months. He just said he had this info 4 months.
Oh, okay.
4 months, and that he didn't want to release it yet. He said that in the beginning, I think, when he was talking to Ryan, that he didn't want to like say, like he said, I it might have been in the intro. I've had this info a while, but I didn't want to release it at a certain time because I didn't want to like out my source. Right. So I don't know what that is, and that's some detective work someone else can work on. It doesn't really matter to me, but it makes sense with like lining up with the Dragon Man made to order and the Sentinel 97. How those, remember, they shifted from Giant Man to those as made to order. And that could just be a whole Disney thing. I could be way fucking off. I'll say it right here. I could be way wrong. That could be just for Marvel. It could be for Star Wars. Like, we don't know. Chad doesn't know, right? This is like a leak. Someone showed him. It's not 100% until Hasbro released. Like, we had no idea when the Fanstream was coming. We previewed this thing and we're like, are we going to preview something that's happening this week? Like, we don't know anything until Hasbro actually comes out with it and says it. But that's what we do. We speculate and it's fun. So
Yeah, well, I'm
ding, 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 ding.
yeah, that's me.
Your mom's calling.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, she probably needs the internet. I'm on dial-up. So
Get off the phone. I need to call somebody.
So the made-to-order thing, when they announced it was Dragon Man, right after Giant Man,
Right.
I don't know what the source was. I don't know if it was Hasbro or if it was within that stream. But they talked about they are going forward with made-to-orders. So eventually it will affect probably how they handle the business for other IPs and not just Legends.
It's an educated guess. That's what all we're doing. That's what Chad did. That's what we're doing it's educated guesses. We don't really know, right? We don't even know how close it, like any of the Disney properties tie in with their own, right? Like Transformers is doing their own thing. And it's crazy. Like they're just kind of like release it at a con and then do everything on social media. And that's how you want to do a HasLab. You guys covered that perfectly, by the way. So we don't really know. I guess we'll know on Tuesday, which will be fun. And I'll just say it now. It'll be me, KJ, and Tony, old school Terror Drome. We've asked a couple other folks if they will be on it. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what else? What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what route they're going to go, but I think they'll give us some more information on Tuesday, and we can, use whatever they drop on Tuesday to make more guesses. Right now, I don't think they'll stray too much from the HasLab format for GI Joe because the last three have been successful, right?
Right, which is what Chaz said earlier. And Stygian and some of these other great comments tonight, by the way. Like a lot of that stuff is on point. Like it doesn't make sense to ask for 8,000 or 10,000 backers and they triple it, right? And they destroy it and then stop that momentum. But we are entering a strange period. We talked about it, the tariffs. We talked about it with Hasbro. Bobby mentioned it earlier with the entertainment thing. Like they dropped out of movies, right? But they're doing games. It's like this whole thing. So there's a lot, and like there's some comments out there that like about the corporate stuff makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to us as toy fans.
Yeah.
Right. So Bobby, it seemed like you had said you got to bounce.
Yeah. I like the speculation. I like that. Good job, Blitz.
Trademark pending.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I gotta bounce. Early day tomorrow, but I got nothing left to say. I'm spent. So,
right.
But yeah.
Let us know how many Spider-Mans you order tomorrow.
Yeah, and cool, Bobby. Great work, dude. I'll see you later.
Thanks for hanging out, Bobby.
All right, peace out, y'all.
See you later.
I'm going to make an unpopular statement right now.
Make it.
With the state of things as they are, with the GI Joe line being delayed, as it were, because of whatever reason, factory change, whatever, I would be totally okay if they pushed a HasLab to next year. I would be totally okay if they slowed their releases down. Because we're in that slow period, like you said, that January, February, like not a lot's coming out. I got, there was the most recent wave of Joes with the Saw Viper and a couple odds and ends. I think there was a Transformer and something else, right? Like not a whole lot's coming out. It is so nice to have this breather.
Yeah.
This break, not getting hammered by shit, especially with the state of the film industry and the state of world economics and whatever else. Like it's just nice to like chill with what we have and not get
and
hit
I'm
with
going to
an
answer Stanley here real quick. Is classified Hasbro's golden goose among the 5 brands? I would say yes.
But it hits a limited audience, and we know that just from all the GI Joe channels. The Marvel audience is almost infinite, right? So like, look at the Marvel YouTubers compared to Joe YouTubers, and a lot of the Marvel guys have been around longer. That the line has been around for 20 years. Classified is just a COVID, a COVID era thing, but like, there's a ceiling that GI Joe fans have, and that's why when we talk about GI Joe, there's 130 people talking about it right now. If we talk about anything else, there's not, because there's a lot of media for everything else. GI Joe, there's fucking nothing. It's us. It's us. It's Repo. It's Full Force. It's Punk. It's all these guys, right? So it's like there's only so much stuff. So is it their golden goose? Whenever I go to Target, now Joe's are peg warmers, where before you couldn't, it was a new line. You couldn't find them now. They're everywhere. So like, and the Marvel stuff flies off the shelf. Like, well, at least where I'm at. Like, at least if they're making good stuff like they have been, you can't find it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a couple miles from you.
Yeah.
If I see any Joe sitting on the pegs, it's usually retro card. I don't really see the boxed numbered figures that often.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, but they're probably not pumping out as many of those as they are like Spider-Man, Avengers, X-Men. Right. It wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
And for the Marvel Legends stuff, I see the Captain America and the Falcon, the MCU stuff.
Yep.
I think I've seen the Red Hulk once.
Right.
And then the other stuff is harder. Like I've seen the Spider-Boy, I've seen the whatever it is, the Ultimate Spider-Man, not Ultimate Spider-Man. What's that new Spider-Man that came out?
Ultimate
the funky
Spider-Man.
Is it Ultimate? Yeah. The one that's funky blue and
yeah.
Okay. I saw him and I saw a couple of the other. I never saw Agent Venom.
Right here, look. Island Viper is a retailer.
Yeah.
So it's a niche audience. Like, and we want to think that it's saving a company like this, but it's not. Right? There's a reason why there's two Marvel
HasLabs.
That's just HasLabs. It's doing well. It's doing great, but within the confines of what GI Joe is.
Yeah. Right. Transformers is a much more broad appeal.
Right. Transformers, Marvel, Star Wars, they are global. You can sell them anywhere in the world.
We're in a box. We're in a box, and we think it's the greatest thing ever.
Half our community will say, I thought it was a real American hero, not this global task force. But that is the modern, modernizing it. It has to appeal to more of the world.
Yeah. It's just realism, man. That's all it is. And I know you're kidding because you're Chaz the fucking guru. You're nuts. But no, I mean, it's just realism. Dude, there's sex, food, and GI Joe, right? On the list of everything. But we have to be
sex, food, and GI Joe. If you do a HasLab, can't you also do a made to order?
You can. And it's possible that the bigger I forgot I'm on the show and I got like ESPN alerts going on. No, what I'm saying is Chad's list, right? The bigger vehicles, I guess the Mauler, the Havoc could be a HasLab. What happened to not Rolling Thunder? That's another one. Thunder Machine, right? He said it's canceled and it was on a list. That's another part of the video that wasn't in the notes, but that's like, why? That's the thing that, like, do you think the Thunder Machine would be the thing they'd want to push? And there's no way that's a HasLab. It's not big enough.
It's not a HasLab. I think.
Right. That's a perfect made to order thing, which is what my whole point.
Order or Pulse exclusive. They
that's what they made to order Pulse exclusive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They had a finite amount of vamps that they made.
Right.
If you guys think that they're not going to re-release the vamp, whether it's the Mark II or the vamp again, you guys are crazy. You're gonna have an opportunity to get a vamp. Don't go paying $300 for a vamp.
Right. This thing is never going to be a HasLab. That was ridiculous. Let's get into that. Actually, Baldy, I'm going to take over hosting just so we can fly out of here. But you're staying. But I mean, take over hosting like.
Oh, dude, I lifted my hands a while ago.
Hey, look, no, because there was way too much going on. There was like, what was the other? You guys were trying to show like, what's it, Mindbender or whatever.
We were having fun, Travis. We were.
Yeah. I get it. And I just made the show longer, so it goes against anything I'm saying. But check it out, right? This was one of the points I wanted to talk about. Was this one, and it seems like Hasbro's making products that the third party competition, like we got the Striker, which was probably I don't know if it's a coincidence because Mark Van Cannon is a very smart man and he's gonna go for it, right? And if he has a feeling or a hunch or a tip, because like Baldy said it, we all got a guy, right, Baldy?
Yeah.
We all got a guy. Do you think Mark
guy.
Van Cannon doesn't have a guy? He's got several guys who are telling him things that are, and it doesn't. He never told me that, but I'm just basing it on how great his products are and how quickly they come out from a company that's made by a few people based on the Joe products we get. So he had to have known the Striker was coming out. If he didn't, cool. But that came out. The Cobra Snake. He made a Cobra Snake out of a flight pod, which is fucking sick. And we got a Cobra Snake on the next GI Joe day. And then now the Ramen Toy Hunter is now like the number one rumored HasLab to the video that we made a whole 3-hour stream on. So, I mean, that's an important thing. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Like them capitalizing on, I don't know if is it just all by coincidence, or are they like going after these third parties and wiping them out? Like, what do you think? Like, I know Lenny has always been gracious, him and Tony and Emily, all gracious about Gridiron and third party and appreciative. And hey, it's making them money, army builders, right? With like, how many bats do you need? Because I need to have the extra stuff that Gridiron. So what do you think Hasbro Joe's feeling is on the third party and the fact that they're making these Joe vehicles, and now we're starting to see them really quickly from Hasbro? You know what I mean? It's almost kind of like a slap in the face, but it might not be intentional.
I don't think it's a slap in the face. The third
right might not be intentional.
The third parties stepped up to give people an opportunity to get something to remind them of their childhood, right? Now, you could either just do a straight up 3D print of these files where, who was it? Mark II Design, Pixis Designs, like they do certain things. Or they'll do certain products that are like almost a complete just enlargement of what we had as kids, which I think Gridiron had done in the past, but now they're starting to do their own variation, like that armor you were talking about, or expanding the trouble bubble, which I think Hasbro should have jumped on. But no, I think they're getting to it. Like they can only release or create so much product a year.
Right.
And a 3D printer can scan something or enlarge it, take a full week to redo the files and make something bigger from what we had as kids. But it all depends on how you look at it, I guess. But I think we're starting to move away from the need for that kind of stuff. People are starting to see how much space this stuff takes up.
Right. So do you think that's an issue? Like Spec, do you think that's a thing? Because I think, didn't they mention that on our interview? Like Lenny or whatever, it was like, we take it into consideration that you guys have limited space. Didn't they said that in our interview or something?
He said shelf friendly. Go ahead, Spec.
Yeah, I believe that they made reference to that. But then, from a company, they also look at it at the perspective of like, you're not going to buy everything and you're not going to buy everything. And, so somebody may buy a Vamp, but they're not going to buy a Stinger or vice versa. Or, they know that. So like, some of us are all in, and I'm all in until I'm not all in. And you know, I've already tapered off. There's a couple retros I haven't pre-ordered. I won't get them unless they go on sale. You know, figures like the Firefighter, like it's cool, but I don't see a need to have it in my collection, taking up more shelf space. I'd probably buy it and it would sit on in a box somewhere. And I'm not there. I mean, I don't have a place to display any more vehicles, but I would still get them because at the moment I'm still all in on the line, mostly all in on the line, until I'm not, until I can't be, until whatever. And you know, it's like Vamp, Stinger, Ferret, Tiger Paw, Hiss, Dragonfly, HMS, like.
Well, what I'm saying is well, I'll shift it to Baldy is like, fuck, I had a point and it's gone. But
well, I'll tell you right now that I'm balls deep on classified. Like I'm balls deep, and then the retro line is the side chick, right? You'll grab it when you can, but I'm not always about the side chick. So it's I think maybe the numbers, but you guys all know I like the modern updates. So that's what got me in the first place.
No, I remember what the point was. Do you think they would say we'll take a year off to consider the space? Do you think that would be part of the reason, like, let's not announce anything because maybe everyone's overwhelmed by the Dragonfly? The Rattler is big. Remember, it's as big as the Dragonfly, right? Almost like wider, and it's not as long, but almost as well. So that's a massive one. You got the Hiss. You got, like, do you think that would ever be a thing? I mean, obviously it's going to come down to money, but do you think that's part of it? Is the shelf space, or no, that's just not a factor? Like, just keep up.
I don't think that. I mean, I think it's a factor in terms of what they decide that they're actually going to make.
Yeah.
But if they think something's going to sell, they're going to, I mean, that snake armor, I think people are going to like buy multiples. I'm in it for one, but I think, you know, there's so many people already saying like, I got to have two of those. Right.
Yeah.
I think the Ostriker, if the rumors are true and they say you can take off the third seat in the roll cage and make it look more retro, I think it's going to sell quite well. I think if they come out and they say, this is what it is, I like it, I'm into it, I'll get it, but I think it's going to turn other people off and they'll be like, I'm out on this one. And so, like, if that happens and the number of units sold on that aren't up to snuff, then I think that will determine where they go from here.
Yeah. Well, there's a comment here I want to comment on. Sorry, Baldy, I'll get to you in a second. Like, no, because if they went retro from day one, people like you would be out of the line, and instead they got you hanging on forever because you're waiting. You're gonna wait until you get your edition. Also, this was a response, right, Baldy? This was a response to, you know, to please everyone, because Lenny is like I think Chad said in his video, kudos to him. He was saying Lenny is a creative guy, and they want to, and sometimes it's, you don't want a one-to-one. I think he was talking about that with the Snowcat, is like, you want to get creative. And then Bobby talked about it with his Ice Saber pick from last week, how they were going to combine them. And that makes sense to me. The Snowcat makes sense. But even that doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like a dream project. It seems like a made-to-order thing. But there's a reason why they didn't do retro from day one. And they started the line based on that shitty video game, and then they kind of just got creative and went in different ways based on what the community wanted. It's good to have options. You can just wait. You only got to buy like 10 figures a year doing just their retro line. God bless you.
Yeah, and the retro line is a direct response to the vocal minority out there that was screaming, it's not my G.I. Joe. But I think when we go back to looking at the HasLab model, you've been successful for 3. They got their 3, Pete, right? You're going to keep going until you get that failure like the Chiefs just got at the Super Bowl, right? So they got the Hiss, they got the Dragonfly, they got the Rattler, everything funded. It's beautiful. They're going for number 4. Don't think that they're not. But it would be smart in the world, the environment that we're in, for them to now offer, you know what, we are going to do this, but we've got that Snowcat coming. It's going to do the made to order model,
Right, like the Sentinel. Yep.
right. There's no reason that those two things can't coexist. And then guess what? This summer, if the HasLab fails, they still have the made to order out there, and maybe they revisit something next year, and maybe they go away from the HasLab next year.
But here's one right here, guys. Like, this is a joke with a laugh emoji, but it's real and it's serious. Like, this is all part of it, right? Like, we talked about it again, the tariffs, the shift in commitment from Hasbro to toys, and then just the economy in general. There's so many things. And if you think corporations don't think about this, like, because it affects their paper too. Like, yeah, HasLabs have been making money, but the new guy in charge wasn't there for the other successful HasLabs, right? I mean, maybe the Rattler, but you don't know.
Leave this comment up. It's true about the eggs. We were talking about Walmart earlier. Dude, do yourself a favor. Go to Walmart. They've got this box of 60 eggs, right? It was $18 4 weeks. Well, yeah, at the end of December. Then it went up to $22, and then it was $27. So this is all within the last 6 weeks. So I've been telling people, go to Walmart, get the 60 eggs, because it's unbelievable. We eat a lot of eggs here. But it's a great point. Everything is going up.
Yep, that's true. And they have to take it into consideration. So here's one of the other points. One of the closing points to this whole thing is, and we talked about it with Bobby, the dream project, and he says it's too big, but they've never said no to like anything, and they said everything is on the table. Now, there's stuff that they probably said, like the Defiant and USS Flag. We joke about it all the time. It's never going to happen, but like a Rolling Thunder, a Whale, a Moray, those are HasLabs. Those are not made to order. Those are $300 projects, right? So, but like a Wolverine, Snowcat, like the things we've been talking about, those you can kind of sway it one way and get it made to order. But both at the same time is a great idea, but it's also could be overwhelming. Like we've heard it. Bobby talked about it earlier. I could use it, or Spec maybe. I think you said you need a year off. And like Bobby talked about it. And it's like some people are all in and only collect G.I. Joe. So they're like, feed me more. Some people collect a lot of toy lines. They have to consider Hasbro doesn't just make G.I. Joe. They make a lot of toys. So they have to consider that people do collect across all their brands too. There's so much that goes into all this. It's not like, hey, Lenny and Tony and whoever, go make this and we'll make. No, they're like, there's so much planning that goes into all this stuff.
Yep.
And factors that we talked about.
It's 18 months, and then you don't see other things going on globally that are going to affect you once you get 18, 17, all the way down to, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready to launch a product, you can't always see what the future is. Nobody has a crystal ball, but we did have crystal ball pictures.
Yeah, I think they're gone now because Bobby. I had a feeling he was going to want to bounce. He usually doesn't stay past 2 hours. But look at this. I think it's the way to go with these vehicles that are his tank size, where we don't need all the tiers and all that, and the lights. We don't need lights and tiers. Now it's made to order, right? A his tank without the tiers, and the man tiers in the chat rooms and the Facebook groups, but a his tank without all the figures and without the lights is a made to order vehicle, right? That's not a HasLab without that stuff.
I want the lights. We didn't have those lights as a kid. That's what I want.
Right. But
if you could put it in that stupid Joker mobile that McFarlane put out for less than fucking $60, you can give me lights.
Well, I'm saying it's funny, but I'm saying for future vehicles that are that size, they don't need to be HasLab. Now the his tank, I think Chaz put up a great comment earlier. That was the perfect vehicle to start off with because It's the most iconic vehicle in the whole line. So it made sense. And it was a good test because then they make a giant helicopter or a giant jet first, right? Or a bomber, I should say. They made a tank and it worked. And so they said, okay, let's get bigger. I don't see them going smaller. Like, you don't want to make a dragonfly and make a rattler and then go backwards.
I would give the people what they want. All right, we can't have 5 fucking different versions of the Ram. You know what I mean? Like, we've already got the regular Ram, the Tiger Force Ram, the Night Force Ram. We can't keep getting the Ram in different. Can we get a HasLab for eggs? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I do think that we'll be approaching year 6 or 7 of the HasLab model that started out with a true dream project with Unicron, right? That was about 6 years ago.
No, it was Jabba's sail barge. It was
sail barge.
It was longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a true dream project. Now you know, I don't know, we're just at a point, maybe I wouldn't say saturation, but not everything needs to be a big ass HasLab. What they need to do is look at that and go, let's do one HasLab a year. It doesn't have to be G.I. Joe. It doesn't have to be Transformers. And then do the made to order option for other things. Not everybody wants the Thunder Machine. Not everybody's a Dreadnought fan. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, no, that was my point. I don't know if you were joking about what I was saying going backwards. Going backwards, like, would be just make those made to order. I'm saying, like, the ones that are smaller than a Dragonfly or Rattler, make those made to order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. By going backwards was like, I meant in size and scale.
No,
right.
Backwards go smaller. We don't need these big vehicles all the time. Where are the little play sets?
Yeah, but those should not be HasLabs, though, is what I'm saying. It's like, you can't say, hey, this is a dream project.
Made to order.
Right. This is a dream project, the Dragonfly, and it's this scale, right? It takes up the whole screen. And the Rattler's this, and it's this wide. Then you're like, hey, here's our next dream project. It's a fucking snowcat, and it's nothing. It's you know, it's big, but it's not like a massive helicopter. So it doesn't, that's why a lot of these things, it's great discussion. I give Chad all the credit in the world. Say what you want about him and Toxic, and he doesn't collect a line and the guys he's with, but this was great.
Nobody here said that about him.
Hey, the whole community. So, but it was a great topic, and I give him credit. Whether if he made it all up, he's a genius. If he got notes from somebody and slides and all that, hey, even better. But it was a great, because I was able to use clickbait. We were able to use clickbait, I should say, and formulate it into this awesome, deep conversation about the business of Hasbro, right? It's like, one thing is like, these vehicles could be coming out. It's a rumor. Who cares? Everybody makes those videos, right? But to take those rumors and really level it with the life we live right now, like the business, that was the intriguing part of me. The intriguing part of me wasn't the Mauler and this like ugly fucking thing right here. Like, I'm not excited by one. Yeah, I know, right? Like, yeah, no, I mean, that looks much better than the fucking box. But I mean, this thing is not ever gonna happen, right? So like, and then he was saying it was missing the articulated. This was the last one you had to go through, right, Paulie? It was like, it seems too wacky for me. I don't think it's a dream project for anybody but Spec. It's missing articulated seats. It says it's the back end's a APC. And cross country. Can't wait. Over $300. Yeah, let's do it. But
number one, not a dream project, but I would rather see it over a tank. Number two, they can classify it, so they can add articulation or whatever the fuck they need to do to make it like a balls out awesome HasLab, if that's the route they were to take.
Yeah, I think this is the way to go right here.
I like this one. I don't give him credit because all he's doing is piggybacking off a line. He regularly shits all over. Is that the toxicity that you were mentioning?
Yeah, but that's not what that's
correct.
not what this show is about. And you know, whatever, we all have our opinions of people in the community. We all agree that the diaper is the worst of the bunch, or at least
I just found out he's still in it.
Is he still
making
around?
videos?
Is he? That's funny, because like I haven't, other than the word diaper, I don't like, you don't really hear anything from like that side anymore, right? Like no one posts about it.
He's the dude that stole your video.
Yeah. Yeah, a long time ago. But yeah, I mean,
I would
this
like
was
to see a transition away from some of the bigger vehicles, because we've been getting those, right? And so we haven't been getting as many of the smaller ones. And my brain just froze on like, I know people want the Polar Battle Bear.
Yeah.
I want the sled, the recon sled.
I want stuff like this.
Yeah, and I still want to.
But you already have it. You don't need checkpoint.
No, I know that, but I would like a modern take on it.
Well,
like,
that's why they did that bunker thing that you can
upscale.
buy a bunch of them, and when they go on clearance, you can build your own.
Well, that's a porta pot.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. We'll like.
No, it will be fun, and I am shitting on it, and people are saying that they can't find it on Pulse and everything like that, but
this is the comment of the night.
it angers me that Travis.
Hey, how about this?
Go
Fuck
go 2 comments up from that to War Chest.
What is it?
Go.
I was, but it's
All
gone
right.
now.
Yeah, right.
Me and my mom talk shit about all you and my ex-wife.
That's good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think that about sums it. I think was we wanted to talk about the business of Hasbro and how it connects to how things are changing despite the success of the G.I. Joe brand in our eyes, because of the numbers that you showed a million times with all those slides on the HasLab. It was like, all right, here's the proof.
I wasn't doing that.
Yeah. No, but check it out, right? So like we're like, here's the proof. They're never gonna stop making HasLabs because of this. But we're like, true, and it's not about slides and leaks and rumors. It was about the factors surrounding the world and what the Hasbro Corporation thinks about this stuff. And what was the word you used again that Chad used, and it was a good one? Oh, risk-averse projects.
Yeah, but
right. So that's the Dragon Man. That's the Sentinel because it's made to order.
It's made to order. But don't forget, he also said this.
Travis fucking Moody.
He did,
I get it. Like all these companies have to advance with the times.
Yeah.
Right. So and things are they're risky right now, and they got to see. It doesn't matter.
This is a good Oh man, I'm glad I hopped on tonight. I'm sorry if I interrupted the show. I know Bobby doesn't like to go past 2 hours, but it was fucking chaos. I was like, I have to come on. It was good chaos. We had 100 and like,
I don't know. Ask the chat. Was it chaos, guys? We all know it was.
How did we feel about this episode? It was really long.
But pay attention.
Yeah, but you know the saying, Spec. It's like the film business. We always talk about it. When it rains, it pours. You don't work for months, and then you got every assistant director, I don't know who you work for, casting director, cameraman, producer, calling you all at once. Can you all work Friday? Can you work? I mean, they all call you saying, "Can you work Friday?" It's like, no, I'm booked 7 times on Friday.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
If it did that, it's a fucking desert.
Yeah, right. Right, but
here we got feedback. A fantastic episode, but at the same time, it was chaotic.
Oh my god! No, go down one more to Moltisanti.
Go ahead, read it.
I'm not reading it. You read it.
My theory is that it's ever leaves is January 6th.
That's all right. That's the new comment of the night. I want to send you a super chat, Multi Sunday. How do I send you a super chat? No, I think I don't even know. No, what I was gonna say was that we had weeks of no toy news at all, right? We were basically like making shit up, like let's do a preview of a fan stream we don't even know exists. Like we were just trying to come up with shit. But we had, you guys, thank you, man. Every week tuning in. GI Joe Day was a lot of fun. I did it in a hotel room on a Saturday. That was last minute. Last week was like, all right, let's do. And it's like, let's keep the joke. I think when I called him, like, what do we do this week, bro? Because we can't just do a Mezco episode and Transformers, like no one will tune in. And he's like, hey, I saw this video. And then when I was like, oh, it's Chad's video. But like I said, we've had our things. He's been on the show 2 or 3 times in the past. He was a tremendous guest way back in the day, a couple years ago, whatever. And he's gone off and done his own thing. And he's got like 10,000 subscribers, and his videos do well and all that. And they have their crowd, right? But this was a good subject, and it was fun to do it, and then get this announcement right away, like right before. Then we get a fan stream on Tuesday. And so we're going to go, we got to say this, Baldy. We're on Tuesday. We're on Tuesday next week.
Yep.
Not Wednesday. We're on Tuesday. It's going to be Black Genghis, Tony's Figs, yours truly, and a guest to be determined. And we got a super chat in here. Ken Best, very above average show. Thank you so much for the 5.2 out of 10. Review on the show tonight. I really appreciate that.
Ken's a good guy.
And yeah, look at the Shark Eyes toy. Those 10Ks are a joke. I'm not celebrating it. I'm just listing statistics. I mean, whatever. Everyone has their own method. I've promoted a couple videos before, and I know Punk's against it, but yeah, I guess if you promote every single video, you're going to get 10,000 views sooner or later. But whatever, it's not my business. So, but anyway, next week, fan stream, guys, you excited? Spec.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear what's going on. I want to know from the team what's happening. Even if they don't announce anything new, and it's just like, hey, this is what's going to go up for pre-order. Here's the breakdown of the next wave. Like, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Selena says, what are the predictions? Well, we did an entire episode on predictions, so we're already at over 3 hours because I interrupted this beautifully wonderful show. So we're not going to get into too much, but Baldy, if you had a quick pick for Tuesday, what are you thinking?
I think that they're going to introduce us to the plumbers that are causing the leaks. I mean, we already know everything that's coming out, so I want them to surprise me with something, but they're going to officially reveal like CoverGirl, characters like that. We already know CoverGirl is in hand.
Yeah. And all this stuff that you talked about a couple weeks ago. If you missed it, this was an awesome show. KJ, Baldy, and myself, GI Joe Day.
Yeah, so they're going to officially do this. I hope they give us something of substance to kind of salivate on. They'll give us some pre-order dates. But I don't think we got to see which direction they go in, because we already know some of the information. Maybe they're going to give us the full reveal of Crystal Ball. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. No, and one thing's for sure, they're not going to announce a HasLab because we said they were done. We said it with our clickbait, right? Tonight we said it. There's not. And actually that's the final thing I wanted to talk to you about, because remember, and I think Toy Optics is the one who commented on Chad's comment on our post, because in the video, I swear he said there were no, and he said with Ryan, there's no HasLabs for 2026. But then someone earlier had a comment. I don't know if I started or not. No, I didn't. But someone said, like, does this mean there's no announcement for 2026, or we're not getting anything in 20? There's a lot of confusion with that, right, David?
Yeah, I mean, taking the year out of the equation, he was, you know, it was like, hey, there's no HasLab. And then he was saying, I didn't say there was no HasLab. I said, based on the whatever, it doesn't appear like there will be one.
He said there was no HasLab.
And then it's
Watch
like,
the
that's
video.
not what the video says. The
I know,
video
it's
has
funny
you
he said-
saying there's no HasLab.
Right. But he did do it like a while back and then reposted it. It was like a members only or something, and then he reposted it. He might have forgot. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Baldy, is like, are we not going to get an announcement this year? Because we're getting a HasLab in 2025. It's the rat there.
Right.
So that things get weird with that, with the verbiage there, as far as like,
I don't think it's weird. I think in the comment itself, he clearly states, I didn't say that. And then when you go watch the video, he absolutely said that.
right. But my point is like, are we getting an announcement? Are we getting an announcement for a G.I. Joe HasLab this year? And it would be at Comic-Con if it happens. They're not going to stop.
I don't think so. Not until they see some type of failure.
Right. And they
The
haven't
the
yet.
last
They
three
haven't
have
yet.
been successful. So why would they stop now?
Well, we talked about that for 3 hours. Well, not 3 hours because we talked about other stuff, but for an hour, we talked about it as far as like all the conditions that Hasbro could bring forth to prevent it, regardless of the track record.
Yeah,
You're
but
not-
you're asking me right now, and I'm telling you that I think that in June, normal Joe June,
Yeah.
that we're going to get a HasLab announcement. I don't care.
Oh, wait,
what
hold on. The
anybody
Rattler
says.
was announced in the panel, right? At Comic-Con?
Say it again.
It was revealed.
It was revealed, I'm saying, in the panel. So they did at JoJo June, they said, we're not doing it this month. We're going to wait till Comic-Con, right?
Well, but that was
Right.
the whole reason behind that was because of the ghost.
Right.
Hold on. We got some free eggs from the side of the road because it's $2. No, I appreciate it, FC Viper. That's really very funny and kind of you. I think I can get 1 or 2 eggs with that.
Last year, they were supposed to announce the G.I. Joe HasLab during G.I. Joe June, but there was whatever happened with the Star Wars Ghost that got pushed. And so the Star Wars HasLab took precedence and pushed the Joe announcement to Comic-Con.
Yeah, I don't think that it took precedence. I think they had the main stage at Comic-Con. So they had a bigger stage, you know, like at SDCC, right?
Who?
The Joe team.
Well,
Weren't they the
maybe,
main?
but they were supposed to announce the Rattler in June.
Here it is.
June, and the Star Wars HasLab, I think, got pushed, and it pushed all their timelines. And so because of that, the Rattler didn't get announced until Comic-Con.
Right. It was Toy Bounty Hunter, and he repeated it. He said, I was asking, no HasLab 2026 means no announcement in 2026. No, it means no announcement this year. It means an announcement next year, which means we would get it in 2027, since it takes, like you said, 18 months.
Yeah. An announcement this year would be a 2026 release.
Right.
So I actually think that's going to happen. So my prediction is we don't get a HasLab announcement this year, because they're going to say this. They're going to give us the two made-to-order vehicles minimum, like the Sentinel, and they'll spread it out like JoJo June and like something else. And then they'll say, we want to do something extra special for you, and they'll tease it. And it's just they're not going to announce it. And we're going to, like, it's going to be like a play. I think it's going to be a play set. Like, we're not going to actually get the full, like Michael's Terror Drome, Plastic Fantastic. Like, we're not going to get that giant round thing, but it could be a Terror Drome or a pit playset. Like, that's just, here comes another rumor. Make a video. But no, but that's my prediction. And I think some of these vehicles we talked about, Snowcat, Thunder Machine, Mauler, I think we could just get them on Pulse. And I think we get the other stuff as a dream project. They return. I don't think we get any more vehicles at HasLab. I could be way off. Who cares? But I think that's my prediction. So I don't think we get a HasLab. That's why I made this video tonight. It wouldn't go against what, I thought, right?
I think if we don't get a HasLab, there's plenty of reason why we wouldn't get one.
Right.
The current delay in their production for whatever reasons it's being, this, that, and the other. But to take Baldy's point, they've had 3 successful HasLabs.
Right.
They've all funded in pretty much record time. And I don't know that they're going to factor things like tariffs into it too much, because we just got the surprise drop Transformers HasLab.
Right.
So that shows that they're still into doing it, and they're not shying away from it.
Right. Yeah.
So it could swing either way. It's that thing. You have a 50-50 shot, right? You know, you're going to throw shit at the wall and eventually something's going to stick.
No, it's 100% true. Listen, all of YouTube is, you're supporting whatever hobby you're in. You're shilling for whatever line or hobby that you collect. There's nothing wrong with that. It's either self-promotion or you're promoting your interest. So you're shilling, right? But I was going somewhere with this.
I think I know where you're going. Basically, is like you say, well, I don't
say whatever we want.
I don't care about the line, but then you make this successful video that everyone's talking about. So you're still shilling for the content itself. You might not shill for the actual figures, but you're shilling for the toy industry. Or
everything can be considered clickbaity, right?
Yeah.
So I watched the video. He was very articulate in what he was saying, but
for sure,
any of it can be. You have all this history of GI Joe, and just like Spec said, you could just keep guessing stuff, and eventually something's going to stick. So this could be a focus group that it was pulled from.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to who I was just messaging, and then there's also there's all these pools. We all got a guy. Everybody's got a guy. So I believe he's got a guy. I believe that somebody was helping him out with information and that he saw some stuff.
That is hilarious. He's funny. But here's the thing. We had a clickbait.
We are getting a coffee cup.
Yeah. We had a clickbait title in the video, but we addressed everything. And I put none in 26, and I said there's none in 26. So it's not clickbait. I'm going with what I'm saying. But it's a great subject. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's a topic to talk about, and it's serious business too. The HasLab thing. So, but no, it makes sense based on the success. 28,000 makes sense based on the Transformers thing, like a shadow dropped HasLab, basically. That we would get one, but it also makes sense for them not to and give us made to order vehicles like Marvel Legends. Remember, Marvel Legends has no HasLab this year, and they're the most successful brand they have, right?
Yeah, but
GI Joe is the
their
best
HasLabs
received.
struggle.
Yeah. Right. No, that's a good point. But Hasbro at the end of the day cares more about Marvel Legends than GI Joe, I think, right?
Yeah, because we talked about that. That's a global audience. As much as we think that GI Joe might be completely global, it's not. I mean, there's one guy in Australia that collects GI Joe. Right, Adam?
Yeah. But look at this. How cool would this be?
Well, that's what Baldy was saying earlier.
Yeah. No, I know, but that was part of that was also in the notes, like a Terror Drome.
I've been pitching that for a while. I think that they could do a quarterly or biannually. Here's your section. And they could modify it because maybe section A and D are the same, so you can buy 2, or you could do a half build for yourself, so you don't have to do the full thing. Like it looks like you got half the Terror Drome up against your wall. So,
but that would absolutely be a HasLab, and it would just be stretch tiers. That would be that, right? And then you could order maybe there could be a separate purchase to just get a part of it or something. Like,
I don't know how it works because I'm not smart enough for that portion.
no, and that's like, yeah, that's KJ territory right there. But I'm just saying, like, you don't make Terror Drome wouldn't be a made to order. That's a fucking HasLab and a half, right? But if that takes 2 years for them to even like consider going up for a campaign, and they have to plan more, but it's in the works, like that could be worth the wait, is what I'm saying. Like they say, hey, sorry, no HasLab this year, but we have something cooking. We'll talk about it all year. Like we'll send the
that would be smart business, because even Spec said, and a lot of people said in the chat that let's take a break from some of these larger, more expensive items. But they still want something. They still want to be rewarded for waiting, for being a fan, right? So, you know, hey, we are doing a HasLab, but you know, we want to introduce the made to order. I'm just saying the same thing, but basically, like, hey, here comes the Snowcat. It's only going to be offered on Pulse. Here's your window. It's made to order. Boom.
Yep. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the absolute way.
And we'll see. And I think they'll tease us a little bit this coming Tuesday. I don't think we're just going to get what we got leaked. They will give us something to salivate over.
Yep. Cool. I got nothing else. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Thanks Thanks for having me as a guest. It is 1:20 a.m. What time do you got to get up for work, Bob? Like 5 hours from now? 6 hours?
Something like that. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, let's not talk
I'm
anymore.
off for the parade. That's all I need.
We're not talking about it. But man, you guys, that was a lot to do. That was a lot to talk about. One episode. Like I said, no toy news for weeks, and it all came this week. And we had a hot subject. And you know, how can we, you know, Chad made a great video because we talked about it for over 3 hours, and it was a 17-minute video, a 13-minute video. So kudos to that. But you guys kicked ass. This was fun. I didn't expect to be on tonight. So good shit.
We didn't expect it either.
I like this one. Hold on. Free shit brigade.
I can't remember the last time I got free. I get free WWE figures all the time, and I don't even do WWE reviews, but those are my homies, so they're like,
but you admit it. Hey, I got free shit. Oh, cool. I got free figures. Like, did you see?
But I also work for Mattel.
Did you see the beginning of Tony's latest video?
No, I didn't.
He's opening the shit that he got from Gridiron. He's like, oh, there's my receipt. Oh, you guys don't want to see that, dude.
A bait kind of mood. I mean, would you consider this episode clickbait? Because we actually tackled the subject.
Everything on YouTube is clickbait.
Right.
Everything
on the internet is baiting.
Yeah.
So like that term is fucking, come on, stop.
Yep. Nobody got mad at us when we were like, it's the end of McFarlane, right? We were like, that was really clickbait. I was like, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah, you're getting good at the titles.
Someone had an inside scoop with it. But, you know, you did a good job. All right, we'll catch you guys on Tuesday. But any last words, Baldy? Good job tonight. It was we had lot of outline, a lot of notes. It was a lot going on.
Well, I will say this. I do have heavy duty in hand, but I still have to finish my shipwreck video from 2 years ago. So
Snake Eyes.
Once I finish that, I can move on to heavy duty. I am going to go live on my channel on Tuesday, and it will be the Island Viper. And what started out as a joke, busting Travis's balls, we will also have Punk on. So, and possibility, Spec, did you look at that calendar? Is it right?
I got to pick up my kids. It just depends on what time I get home.
All right, screw those kids.
What a sweet comment that was. That was very nice of you, Chaz. I didn't know you're such a sweetie pie.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice of him. Yeah, I just, I was sitting there watching these guys, and it's like
you were having an anxiety attack. Just admit it.
I was panicking. I'm not gonna lie. Uh,
I
But it was-
like this one too. Fun Bobby. First of all, I love that name. What's the channel link for Baldy? Because
why does he have Larry? I'll put that back. Why does he have Lawrence's profile picture? Punk with, is that a Fun Bobby with toys?
Oh
man,
I'm the only one that does not put like a
Yeah.
social media handle in my thing. I've always
Oh,
write
yeah, you-
something.
that's true. Go Birds, baby!
Yeah,
Right?
go
So
Birds.
I saw you guys talk about that. Yeah, I think I was panicking when I was driving home from work, and you guys were talking about fucking Super Bowl commercials for 30 minutes, and I was like, I got to get the fuck home and get on that show and save it. I'm kidding. You guys kicked ass. I love you guys. But all
You
right.
are our savior.
Baldy, what else? Well, I mean, not Baldy, the other Baldy. I looked at David Speck and I said Baldy. So we're going to call you Baldy 3. What else? Well, I mean, not Baldy, the
That was
What?
me. That was me by accident.
All right. Speck, what up?
Travis
What else?
fucking Moody.
There you go. Cool. Awesome. All right. For Speck, Baldy, this was episode, I think it was 208, right?
Yeah, that's what the title says. 208, baby.
That's right, baby. That's 208. Where is this thing? All right, here we go. All right. I'm
Travis fucking Moody.
had to do it. All right. Peace out, guys.
Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody. Travis fucking Moody.